Welcome back to the PSN Commanders Network. It's your boy Tone and A Tech back with another video. All glory to God. Y'all know how we rocking. We're gonna waste no time. I'll give y'all a quick verse of the day, and then we're gonna introduce everybody on tonight's stream, and we can get right to the theatrics. We got some theatrics this evening. Got a bunch of angry Commanders fans in here. On the stream and also, on the panel. So quick verse of the day, First John chapter 2, verse 6 says, whoever claims to live in him must live as Jesus did. Very simple, very clean. Let's get right into it. If you're watching from the Full Command YouTube channel, please subscribe to Grant as well. I very appreciate that as well. Subscribe to other guys on the stream tonight. Will be Tim from the 10 Sports Talk, John from Ball and Birdie Podcast, and hopefully Z from Reedy and Z, and also hopefully one guy talking sports when I get in touch with him. But let me introduce everybody one by one, and we can get things started. We'll start with y'all know. Well, you from this channel, you know this guy. Tim, what it do, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks, Tone, for having me. What's up, everybody in the chat? And yeah, let's enjoy a conversation about how Dan Quinn should be fired and Adam Peters can't draft anybody and he sucks at talent evaluation. The owner should get rid of the team. Back to Dan Snyder because that's what the fans deserve. All right, there you go.
I would have go ahead and get the John real quick. John, what up, man?
Your boy back in the building once again. Tone, appreciate you reaching out and having me on.
Yeah, man. Shout out to John. John, Tim, and I have a special relationship. Me and Tim know each other for a while now. Tim doing these roundtable discussions for years now, and
yeah,
John is my sponsee. So shout out to John from Ball and Birdie Podcast. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1K. Please hit that subscribe. Also subscribe to the Birdie Breakdown with Reedy and Z, and also one guy talking sports. You can go and hit that as well. Very appreciate that. Finally, a new and up and coming content creator in this content space. With 3,000 subscribers in over 5 months. I'm very impressed with this guy. Charismatic, very fun to talk to, and very cool guy. And that guy is Mr. Grant Mitchell himself. What's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas? Nice to see you all. Nice to talk. Like Timmy said, we're going to talk about, getting rid of the team. I got a comment today on one of my videos. Dan Quinn needs to stop being selfish and sell the team already. I thought that was great.
This fan base needs Jesus.
You goddamn right.
Wait, can I say this? Can I say this genuinely? I didn't realize the PTSD this fan base has. Some people want us to lose because things are going wrong. They're throwing these suggestions out there like confirmation Jane Daniels is not the guy. Need a new owner. It's like I can tell you were fans of a losing team for 20 years because all you know is how to be a loser. I'm sorry. I'm coming up hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is insane. I've seen a comment like, someone's like, Cliff should advocate for trading for Kyler Murray. I'm like, what?
What are you smoking?
Bro, what are we on, bro? Like, huh?
He never.
The guy that got benched for Jacoby Brissett. This is what we on today? Okay, bro, y'all are tripping.
On that cocaine.
But, man, what? They on that 70s version, bro. They got in the Coca-Cola. They going crazy. But they are insane. We got a few topics to talk about tonight. We'll talk the trade deadline very, very briefly. We didn't do anything, of course, today, so we want to talk about our side of things, but things around the National Football League. Dallas got a little better. The Jets sold everything. We'll talk about that stuff very briefly, very, very briefly. We'll talk about the whole Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels, the injury. Our opinions on it. Someone has a very, very strong opinion about it that it's gonna get a little spicy. Spicy. If I would just reflect on the season so far, in the midpoint of the season, and what's next for this team, and after that, I will open the stream up to everyone to hop in here if you want to hop in here and ask us questions on the live stream. And also, I will open up the phone lines, which will be down here as well. You can call that number to also answer, get your questions answered as well toward the end of the stream. And one more everything. Yeah, that's about it. Phone number, StreamYard link. You can also ask questions on X, Twitter. We won't call the app at PSN042893, which also will be on this good old banner right here. I've had to put it up, but I'm tripping. But I'll find it in a second, whatever. But yeah, let's start with this whole trade deadline thing very briefly. What are your thoughts about us not doing anything today? We know we weren't buying, obviously, but what are your thoughts of us not selling at the trade deadline? And do you think we were stripping or not? I'll start with Tim.
Trade who?
I don't know anybody.
And with who? Like, so
Yeah, exactly.
it takes two to tango. So yeah, would I like? But I don't even know what you would have gotten for any of these players. I mean, we literally traded for Debo a fifth in the offseason. Is somebody desperate for Debo? I don't think so. You know, like somebody like Rashid Shaheed brought in 2 picks for Seattle, but Seattle's really looking for a guy that can take the top off the defense, right? They have JSN who's going to route you up. He has Horton, who's a bigger body receiver. They have a nice tight end. They would love a guy that goes over the top, right? Like, so who is the guy? Like, Von Miller's a zillion years old. Like, why would anybody trade for that? I don't know what you're. I don't even know what you would be trading. Maybe a swap of picks. We can go from a 7th to a 6th. Maybe.
Probably.
Like, so. And I don't know what. Who's like people want to trade Brandon Coleman for what? Why is somebody desperate for a backup guard tackle? He's not. I don't know. So it's a matter of who for what. And yes, I'm glad we didn't buy. We have $100+ million in cap space next year, especially once we cut Lattimore since now he's injured and he didn't play well anyway. And we have 6 draft picks, so we're going to continue to build. I thought everybody was on the same page, but now people think that we should be Super Bowl contenders every year. We should be compared to Howie Roseman and the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Because we're already in year 2 of the rebuild. Why are we not dynasty worthy? So here we
are. Yeah. I feel what you're saying, Tim. I think the NFC Championship appearance got to a lot of people's head, got to my head. I was definitely sipping the Kool-Aid. It was spiked. It was extra spiked. It might have been some mango Rita in it. Might have been some I don't know.
It was some Cardi B or something.
Cardi? No. You drink Cardi? Oh yeah, we drinking Bacardi. You must say you're a dead man. About that. Yeah, it might have been a bunch of things like the tech spiked special, and it's like, oh shoot, Commander Super Bowl contenders. I'm tripping. Oh man. Yeah, so I was definitely tripping. So to all of our subscribers, I do apologize about me tripping about that. We are year 2 of recalibration, as Dan Quinn was like to call it here. But yeah, I was definitely tripping. Thoughts, John and Grant. Go ahead, John.
I had some hopes because coming into today, there were talks about Allegretti and Coleman and Wiley getting a little bit of trade hype. When it came down towards the end, someone was saying Debo was interested and Buffalo was interested. I was thinking the best you're going to get is Wiley to Miami for a 7th. You could get Allegretti for another 7th to Carolina because they lost both their guards to injuries. Because we just don't use our depth cornerbacks, Igbenogany to anyone for a 7th round pick because half these teams also can't cover. People were saying, throw DeRon Payne out and maybe package him in a 5th for a 2nd, like try and get something. But at the end of the day, by the time 2:00 hit, I sat down at work. I sat down with my Route 44 Sonic drink, and I said, "Yeah, AP ain't doing shit today, is he?" I said, AP was cooking in the kitchen, and someone's took the ingredients. I said, "Oh,
the ingredients is crazy."
This is reality now. Is 3-6. We'll be a 5-win team at best. I'll see y'all come the bye week for John Copper Jr. coming back in full force, and I'll see y'all come. I'll see y'all come the new year when my true mock draft start forming into shape because Indiana or Oregon will be national champions by then. But I should have known better. I had expectations for the trade deadline of being sellers, and even those were too high.
Grant, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah. So don't have inside information here. Just I just follow the way my channel started is I just followed a million people on Twitter, read a bunch of articles from people, tried to piece together information in one way or another. If I saw it confirmed at multiple sources, I would put that in a video. That's how my channel started back in the off season. So
Smart
from
man.
reading between the tea leaves, it seems to me like there was a deal in place for Andrew Wiley to go to the Chargers. Don't know what that would have been. Probably a 7th. Maybe it's Wiley in a 7th. You get a 6th back. But they ended up trading for Trevor Penning from the Saints anyway. So that kind of went away.
When did that happen?
Right to the deadline.
Happened
It was dropped at 4
close
o'clock.
to 4 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, because I didn't peep that at all. But thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no problem. But I mean, kind of like the guys already said here. Everybody wanted the Commanders to be sellers unless there was a miracle. If the Jags front office was truly stupid and was actually trying to trade BTJ, that's the only person I think we could convince ourselves to go buy, and it still would have be within reason. But yeah, like we wanted to, no disrespect to these players, we wanted to push Wiley out the door. We wanted to push Allegretti out the door. Obviously, Wagner's drawing criticism. We wanted to trade Lattimore until he tore his ACL. The reality is teams in the NFL are not going to bail you out. They're not going to take your unwanted, not disrespectfully, but your trash. They're just not going to do it. And like, let's be honest, Bobby Wagner is better than some linebackers in the NFL, but a contending team probably doesn't have a need for Bobby Wagner. And if they do, is Bobby Wagner someone with just that gravity that you bring in? Like, think about how Cam Newton's NFL career ended. He was probably still better than some players, but there's just a lot of gravity that comes when you bring someone like that. So there just weren't going to be many opportunities to sell players at all. So I feel like, again, we might have wanted this. Maybe there's a chance with Debo, maybe with Wiley, but this should have been the expectation that nothing was going to happen.
My quick thoughts. I'm not surprised we ain't sell today. I thought we might have traded Debo Samuel away. I was thinking especially when the Bills had interest, whatever that meant. I'm like, okay, yeah, we trade Debo, cool. Like, all right, maybe we might get a 6 back for him or something like that and get close to breaking even on it. Fine, whatever. That didn't happen. I was hoping. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping to move. I was hoping to move to Ron Bank. I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping. I'm like, look, bro, like, this cap number's too high next year. Yeah. You're not gonna extend this guy. Like, you put $15 million into Javon Kinlaw. You spent a top 40 pick on Johnny Newton. Bro, you're not about to pay this man all this money. It's not going to happen.
And he's probably the best asset we have as far as trade value. That, like, I mean, maybe someone else on the roster could get more. Obviously, we're not including Jaden in this. But if it's someone like that, they're not ready to give up on Sainer still. They're not trading Amos. As far as the players they could have traded, Payne had the highest value.
Yeah.
So I was hoping, like, all right, look, bro, like, give whatever you can for Payne. Like, send him to a team that's about to win now or something. Clear the win now team that needed DT, so it is what it is. And like you guys said,
cap
like,
are you eating anyway? Like, who's taking on a
probably a fourth,
$6
maybe
million cap hit this year and a $28 million if you're a contending team?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Maybe they might extend him and lower that cap hit too.
We don't save cap, and we lose a player that we have on the roster for next year. So
I thought we saved money. Okay.
How much? If you trade, like, is somebody taking on a majority of that contract? Who's taking on $28 million in cap hit next year?
You're right.
Yeah, the thing
it could have been a rental too. Could have been a fifth for rental.
Like, people thought Terry was going to get traded. We have the cap space to eat it this year. We're done. We're not signing free agents, so cap space this year is fine. But
yeah,
it still rolls over to next year. You still have a hit to pay.
No. Like, I would love to save cap. I get that, and yes, in theory, if you trade a guy, we would save cap for next season. 100%. I get that theory, except now somebody has to agree to take on that contract,
right?
And take on next year's contract.
True.
Yeah.
Like, and who's taking on a $28 million defensive tackle for a potential rental trying to win right now? I don't even know who is in contending that would have that cap in general and wants to spend it on a D tackle that's desperate for a D tackle. So, like, again,
I get what you're saying.
Where's the tango partner that we're talking about of who wants to do that? Especially for anything of value, especially
right.
Like, I'm getting a second back and I'm giving up a second and I'm eating $28 million in cap next year on a 1-year contract for a defensive tackle. That's what, 30? Not even 28.
He's 28.
He's 28.
28.
28.
Yeah,
I think
they're
the
28.
team that would do it would probably be the Patriots because they do have the space.
Yeah.
And they did show a willingness to overpay a little for some guys in free agency just to kind of try to microwave this thing. So I think they would have been the partner.
The Patriots.
Yeah.
Didn't they draft a first round D tackle too? Am I crazy?
They
No.
no. So
They picked up Milton Williams and they had Christian Barmore already.
Barmore. That's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
Wasn't he a first
and
round?
Barmore's been back and forth
No,
with
he was a
his
second-round
blood
pick.
clots, I believe.
He was a second round pick.
Yeah.
And that was, I
He
mean,
was
that was
projected
actually
first round
21.
pick that year, but he ended up falling
Yeah.
out of the second.
I mean, they traded their second round pick in Keon White to San Fran last Friday. So it's not out of the realm of possibility if some of these teams been like, other regime, we getting rid of some of these picks. Look at Sauce Gardner. The Colts said, we selling out this year. Call us the new Rams. We said, fuck these picks. Here's 2 first rounders and AD Mitchell for Sauce Gardner. I went, feels like an overpay.
So,
But also
okay,
they absorbed that contract.
I'm just looking at their cap hits. So now they would be eating a $28 million cap hit, theoretically, right? If they, let's say they took the contract.
We're talking
Then
about
next year-
paying.
Yeah. Then they have $29 million in Milton Williams and $17 million. These are 2 of their 4 highest contracts. And then they're going to eat a $28 million also on their defensive tackle position. So you have $80 million in defensive tackle, and you're going to trade a high value pick for that?
Yeah.
I
could also
pick for that.
I could see us or them if hypothetically to happen is they convert 6-7 million into a signing bonus, $5 million into incentives. Like I could see them getting it out of 28 to closer to 21.
I mean, even if it was 15.
Yeah.
Now you have
I agree.
15 plus 17. You're over $60 million wrapped up into your defensive tackle position, and you're out of a second round pick.
Well,
I mean, it's like us last year.
Keep in mind the question was, who would the team be? Not, is it the smartest thing in the world?
Well, I mean, you gave an option, and this might be the best option, but I'm even showing why that's even a stretch.
Yeah.
So your
It
best
wouldn't be a
option
second to me.
is-
I think it would be a third's probably best case. Probably
Okay.
Yeah, probably third. I'm thinking like a 4th for
You have
real.
$60+ million wrapped up into your defensive tackle position.
It'd be
that's a lot
New
of money.
England or the other team because I brought the Sauce Gardner trade would be Indy if they're trying to solidify that defensive line.
Indy. Okay, we can look at Indy. I mean, I asked the question honestly. I didn't it's not like I studied this to say for sure that like they would not be interested in it.
Because I didn't think Indy was going to make any moves today, and they said, "Nah, I want me some sauce."
Hold my beer. He
Exactly.
said, hold my beer. Sauce. Drip sauce.
Is
I'm like,
Sauce
whoa.
not signed next year?
Huh?
Or they just haven't updated it yet. Hold on.
They probably haven't updated it yet
No, they haven't updated it yet. Okay, so
because he just signed that contract.
yeah, they only have $48 million next year, and they just traded for Sauce. I don't know what his cap hit's going to be.
That cap hit gonna probably about 20-25 million, something like that.
Yeah,
If I'm taking a guess.
because the Jets are definitely eating probably a third of that.
They're eating some of it, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have another $28 million into a defensive tackle position, and you're losing a third after you just traded 2 firsts.
2 firsts.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I proposed the Colts not thinking that they were going to do anything. I thought they were going to stick and pig and not trade 2 first-round picks for a 24-year-old.
So you're saying prior to the Sauce Gardner?
Yeah.
You're saying maybe. Okay, prior.
Prior.
Yeah.
Prior. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
after-
and maybe they would have, but now obviously they made a bigger move. So
Yeah.
like, so now it's like, so let's say that Colts were a potential option. Well, that's out of Adam Peters' hands when they go and make another splash move. So you still can't even blame Adam Peters for not
Nope.
sending him at that point, even if that was a potential option. It wasn't anymore. Just like he was, Grant was saying about the Trevor Penning trade to the Chargers. I mean, you're not trading for Allegretti after you go get a former first-round pick.
No.
Right?
Facts.
Even if he does move to guard. I mean, he's a nasty lineman. I liked him coming out. I wanted him that year that in the first round because we needed tackle so bad. And I wanted who was that guy? Callahan. I wanted him to get his hands on him and try to train him up, but didn't happen. So anyway, yeah, there you go. Like there's really no dance partners for any of these, like, and these are the best options that we're talking about, which I mean, they were interesting discussions, so I'm glad you guys brought them up. But it's just, again, Adam Peters is winning here, the debate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating on AP. Some people be tripping, but I ain't hating on AP, bro. My fault, Grant. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So free agency is interesting to me because I'm looking at Spot Rack right now. I don't know if all these numbers are updated after the events of today, right? But according to them, the Commanders are 6th in cap space next summer, right? And I feel like most people know that we've got a lot of cap space. We also are tied for the 2nd fewest players under contract. So, a lot of people have gotten mad at the Commanders not having depth. I've been saying, like, what did you want to do? Redraft the last 5 years. Let's give him time. Oh, he only signed old guys. Well, because nobody's trading their star young players. And the old guys, they might be unwanted because other teams have long-term visions. We need competent players on the field right now. Worked last year, didn't work this year, whatever. But in him doing all that, he positioned us very well as far as the cap situation. We've got one of the best cap situations in the NFL. The other, it's a double-edged sword. The other side of that is he does have to make a lot of good signings, not just nail a big one, because we do have all this money, but we've got basically nobody under contract. And if I look at 2027, we are, where are we? We're 24th as far as players under contract, so we're in the bottom 8. And then in 2028,
we're basically in the same spot, 7th.
Yeah.
In cap.
Yeah. So, just kind of to add to this conversation, because it is a very popular topic of conversation. If you want to say the AP defenders will say we have cap space, we do, and he's done a good job, but he's got to spend it correctly.
Yeah, he has to delegate it and find some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, well, he wants to build through the draft. He wants to, like, we have to get some base players, even if they aren't the biggest stars. Like, is Mikey Sanders still going to be a Sauce Gardner? No. Or a Patrick Surtain? No. Like, is Johnny Newton going to be Chris Jones? No. But these guys could be contributors on a winning team.
Solid starters.
Like, especially if you go through, like, is Josh Sweat a Myles Garrett for the Eagles when they were when they had him? I know he's in Arizona, but he was a dog for them.
He looked like Myles Garrett on Monday.
Yeah, he was going crazy against.
Yeah, he was eating on Monday, feasting.
And this is one of the reasons I was thinking about it. But anyway, he's obviously not somebody that you would consider a top 5 or even a top 10 defensive end, right? No. But he's a contributor, and that's somebody they drafted, and so we have to build those, right? And Ron Rivera, we have 6 guys from the Ron Rivera drafts on this team, and 2 start.
Yeah,
Chris Paul and
Quan Martin.
Tim Cosme.
Quan Martin. Oh, I guess Cosme, sure. But I don't even and you could count that for sure. But it's just like he's already been paid like he's a free agent.
Right.
He got his big contract, so he's not even on a cheap deal.
Deservingly so, though. Deservingly so.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes. But I can't even give Ron Rivera credit for that because he was supposed to be our starting tackle.
Right.
We had to kick him in the yard.
Kicked in the gate.
Misevaluated.
In the gate.
Right. Like that Martin Mayhew, Ron Rivera era was so detrimental to this team. And I understand that you 3 know that. And I'm glad. I'm happy because it seems like I'm in the twilight zone being in my Discord and like on my chat during my live streams. It's like, oh my goodness. Like, what do you think Adam Peters
I gotta come pull up then and start defending you then.
My man. I remember me and Tim had a conversation in the car the other day. Because Tim and I have like a little side gig. We do a play-by-play for Jordan Mason's football team. And he was in the car on the way back. And I was like, Adam Peters was handed Jay Gruden players, Sam Cosme, and said, go make a team. He's like, here, Jay Gruden players. No, not Ron Rivera players. No. Jay Gruden players. Have fun with these guys. And by the way, bro,
35 new players his first year.
Here's Sam Cosme. Have fun, bro. And it's like
16 starters.
16 new starters, bro.
Kicker. I think that's 17 with the new kicker. Obviously, he needs to work on his kicker evaluations. That's fine. I liked.
I mean, we've been saying that since Hopkins left. So,
but, yeah,
we were saying since Dustin Hopkins.
Unfortunately, that one's not worked out for us again. So we're back to the drawing board. But 17 new starters, if you include a kicker, in year 1. You're not going to be a dynasty after 1 year of that, and then now 2 years. So yes, this doesn't surprise me, and we can go into even like The schedule is incredibly tough. Like we look at our wins last year. I think we had one win against a winning team.
You mean before the playoffs, obviously?
Yes, exactly. We did beat
Yeah.
Tampa. Tampa was a nice win, but even Detroit, that entire defense didn't even start week 1. They were bringing guys off the street in their secondary. Right, that's why we scored 45 points. Like,
I mean they're doing it again this year.
I like our offense, but yeah, I like our offense for sure. But anyway, but this year we are only lost to I guess the Cowboys is a in division, they're a losing team, but the other one is Atlanta. But our other losses are all against winning teams. They're very strong. So it's like that's another reason why we're getting
and in the NFC.
In the NFC, a lot of them are in the NFC. Yeah,
yeah.
I also want to be fair here, and I've actually never said anything like this on my channel because it sounds like a total cop out. But you know, you can't dive into things like this when you post 15, 20-minute videos, which is what I try to do. If we're gonna be on here for like an hour plus, like let's actually talk about it. So the Green Bay loss, we got destroyed. It wasn't competitive. The Falcons game, it's a backup quarterback against the Bears. Should have won that game. They actually kind of outplayed us, but we were still in a position to win. That play with Jaden's probably never going to happen again in his career. It's just an unfortunate moment, kind of like the same thing happened for them last year. And from that point on, like, yes, we had dudes out there, but they weren't practicing together. The whole team is injured. Again, I'm not absolving players. I'm not absolving coaches. I'm just saying if we're looking at this fairly, look at the sports books will tell you we were underdogs in these games. That means you're supposed to lose. And the script played out how it should have for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I'll raise you this because we brought this up last night on the Bernie Breakdown. We had a special Monday night, no WWE Monday Night Raw edition of TBB.
Yeah.
Tone, I think you were at training camp. I don't know about Grant or Tim, and I definitely wasn't because you boys.
Yeah, I was at camp twice for one. Yes.
Yeah. They brought it up saying, yeah, training camp pretty much just felt like most of us linking up. You'd see one or two flashes, and you come back next day. There wasn't really much to talk about besides Terry's not there. There's Jaden. Let's move on to tomorrow and see what they bring. Other than that, it sounded like it was more of a creator network than it was a training camp. And problem is, no Terry. Other guys were hurt. They were still bringing in guys like Noah Brown, who was hurt. I've been calling Michael Gallup a camp body the whole summer, and I was right once again.
Amen.
What were we going to do? And we can say this started back at the draft with 5 picks. Yeah, but Amos should have been a first-round pick. I will die on that hill. He should have been a first-round pick.
I agree with that.
Well, he was. They just discovered a back injury, and so nobody drafted him.
I mean, it's a Montez Sweat situation all over again. With a guy falling in the draft. Yeah.
And Jonathan Allen.
Josh Connolly Jr. was, the 5th best tackle in that class? Evaluation-wise?
Campbell, Kelvin Banks, Josh Simmons.
Connerly? Is that what you said?
I think Connerly might have been 4.
4th?
Connor might have been 4th.
Okay. So fair enough, but we're also putting him at the opposite position because we got Tunsil. All right, cool. Jalen Lane was not the wide receiver I'd done any scouting on. I was looking at a Torrey Horton, a Trey Harris, a Pat Bryant, guys like that.
Torrey Horton so bad. I don't want to talk about that. I'm gonna get angry.
Scored,
I'm not talking about that right now.
Scored.
Shut up.
Trey has scored so far. Cam Madrano, I said, who? You would have thought I was a new.
Who this guy?
Said, who?
Who that guy?
I was looking at other because at that point I was saying go get Antoine Powell-Ryland from Virginia Tech. You want to stay in state? Go get the Hokie who had 15 sacks for the Hokies. Would have paired up nicely with this rotation at this rate. And then Bill, I liked Bill because the way we traded B-Rob, we needed someone young and developing. All right, cool. You brought him on a top 30 visit. Currently now it's a project who's given up penalties and sacks, but guess what? That's going to happen. Cool. Amos is the best corner in a very lackluster and underperforming cornerback room. I'll still die on that hill. Jalen Lane just has fumbling issues, especially on kickoff and punt returns. You've never once seen Cam Madrano make an actual play on the field. That's not special teams or the practice field. And Bill has had one nice game and one nice preseason. And other than that, we can't get the run game going. So I tweeted out Monday, the after the game we lost. You could have easily had Carson Schweschinger right there at 29. I think that would have been your nice heir to Bobby Wagner. Could have had Horton in the 4th.
When I said that, in a video, and I looked at me like I was stupid and cussing me out in my comment section. But no, Tech is an idiot. Okay, now I'm an idiot, huh? Get the heck out of here.
I've also been a Jordan
Cool.
McGee guy since we drafted him. I've got the one infamous clip of me saying McGee should have been a steal the draft. If not for injuries, I still think he would have. But the fact they still don't know how to find a way to actually properly use McGee at this rate, Schwetzinger would have been the guy, and Carson would and McGee still would have been a really nice backup and rotation piece. The Browns, outside of Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, have maybe the best 2025 draft class, if not for Seattle.
Yeah, agreed.
Because Torrey Horton a dog. I wanted him so bad at Colorado State. I'm like,
Horton,
bro,
Arroyo.
I saw him play. I saw him play against Colorado. I said, "This dude's a dog. Can we just draft this guy?" I kept seeing him play. I said, "Oh my gosh, he's a dog. He's a dog. Please just draft him, please." That's it. Jalen Lane. I just wanted to throw hands. I'm like, man.
Jihad Campbell was my guy. I said I would have taken
Jihad Campbell too.
I would have taken him at like 10th. I think he's just incredible.
Shout out to that dog. Grant like dog. Get the dog. Dog.
I mean, I get that, there's a lot of PFF controversy lately, and PFF is not everything, but they do show stats that you're not going to find other places, or you're going to have to dig really, really deep to find them. And you can see it in all of their stats, specifically their coverage stats, and kind of thinking about the problems that have plagued us. Now, I will say, I think he's in a great system. Like, last year, Cooper DeJean's clear of Mike Sainer still, but last year when everyone was like, wow, look at DeJean, it's like, okay, realistically, you would have had to have been pretty bad to fail in that defense. The way it was constructed, the scheme, the coach, and everything, it worked well. I don't think Jihad would have come here and made us a top 5 defense, but when you consider the problems that have plagued us, how most of them have been over the middle of the field, coverage, flexibility, speed, that is like the perfect guy for our defense with where we're at right now. And he didn't even get drafted before us. He got drafted 3 picks after we went. Two.
We took Conley over him. Since y'all brought the draft class, y'all brought it up. How can I say this without being disrespectful? Are y'all down Adam Pierce because of this draft? And what are y'all full analysis on this draft class so far? I know it's only 9 games. I get it. So I'm not gonna hey, you think he a bust? You think he trash already? I'm not on that type of time. But do you think these players can get better at those type of questions? I'll go and start with this one.
Can I start? I'll be super quick. Again, it sounds like a cop-out answer, and if it is, I don't think it is. I think it sounds like one. If you guys think it actually is, let me know. Call me out on it. Adam Peters and this whole staff, they've made it very clear they're drafting off potential. They are not drafting to win right now. That's why you see the relative athletic scores of these guys are so high. Connerly's changing positions. Madrano's a converted receiver. It sounds like a cop-out. It sounds lame. It's not good for titles. It's not good for clicks. I think you need close to, if not a full contract to judge these picks because they're drafted off what they can be, not what they are.
I judge them based off the thought process. And it's the thought process that you just said. Yes, we want to compete now. And like last year, we went to the NFC Championship. So, of course, every year they want to compete. But they do have an understanding that we are a building team. Right? Like, and everybody loves Jaden Daniels. He has a lot to be desired throwing the football. A lot.
Ooh.
Okay. And so
we'll get to that. We will get to that in a second. I brought it up, but we'll get to that in a moment.
That's fine. But so we got our right tackle. We traded for our left tackle. We got a corner that everybody loves in Trey Amos. And those are the only 2 picks in the first 3 rounds. Well, I guess you can even include Laramie Tunsil because he's the 3rd round pick. Yeah. Right. So with the first 3 picks, we filled 3 positions that we were desperately in need of. Right. And then Jalen Lane, we needed a punt returner. And also, like, he's a baby Tyreek Hill. He's elite speed at 4.31. Right. And Tyreek Hill even didn't have the best of hands coming out. He needs to catch the football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He needs to stop on the kick return, fumbling the football. That's bad, obviously. But he showed that he could be an elite punt returner, or not elite punt, but like an explosive punt returner, I should say, with that touchdown that he did have, right? And now they're putting him at kick return, trying to see if he can do that. But he's in his own head right now of being able to catch the football. A 6th-round pick. I mean, yeah, you can hate on a 6th-round pick, and oh my goodness, Adam Peters missed on a 6th-round pick, and that means that he can't be a GM anymore. And then the 7th-round pick, you guys like the running. I like Bill as a running back as well. 7th-round pick. He's got good athleticism. He's got good vision. He runs hard. And so, to me, I'm looking at the draft, and I'm like, it's fine. I like the thought process. There's still potential to be had on these. Like if I'm looking at what Ron did compared to and I'm talking about the day of the draft, like, and I'm not talking about, look at what happened. I was depressed after the Emmanuel Forbes and Jahan Dotson drafts, like depressed. Like, I was at a wedding after the Jahan Dotson and just like can't even enjoy myself because that day I knew that was a bad draft. That day.
I hope you didn't see that when they were saying, anyone have any final words on why I shouldn't get married? You're saying, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
No, I'll do you one better. Does anybody object to this wife and husband getting married? Jamin Davis.
Darian Mathis.
Darian Mathis.
Whoa, Jamin Davis came from a military family.
Percy Butler.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
What is a Sam Howell?
You know,
what is a Cole Turner?
I've been all over. I've been going down the.
Oh my god! We did that the other day. We did the other day too, Tim.
I've been going down the rabbit hole of Coach Signetti for Indiana, and just listen to all his stuff. And one of the big things that I've loved forever, but he's put it in, is that we're not looking at results. We're looking at the process. Mm-hmm. The results will come. It's all about what is the process that you're doing, right? And maybe you lose and maybe you win, but what's the process, right? And when I'm looking at the process of what Adam Peters and company and Dan Quinn are doing, I love it. I love this process. And I understand that right now we are not a dynasty, you know, compared to Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman was 4-12 in his 3rd season, right? Like and yet he's the god of GMs. He's so great. He's an incredible GM. He can't do anything wrong, even though Justin Jefferson could be an Eagle right now, right? He can't do Andre Dillard.
Nah, for real.
Yet he cannot. Yet he is somehow untouchable. That everybody should be compared to. Yet we're talking about we drafted Kane Madrado in the 6th, and Adam Peters messed up and now should be questioned. Like that's the level that we've appeared to go to. So those are where my thoughts are, at least from the draft. And maybe you could have had better picks. You could always probably have some better picks. There's somebody in the diamond in the rough that somebody found them. Horton had a big day against us, but he didn't have a single catch the last 2 times. So the last 2 games,
I wanted Tory Horton so bad. I don't even want to talk about that. I'm gonna get angry on Tory.
So I mean, you know,
I was pressed for bro.
He had 0 catches in 3 games this year. If I just looked it up correctly.
Yeah, he did. He has 3 games without a catch. You're right.
Okay. So
when he's been impactful though. So
that's great.
I'll say that.
That's great. I'm happy for him.
And JSN's an absolute dog, so they can just spam the JSN button 100 times. Like, I'm not gonna throw Tory Horton that much either. I could just spam JSN and JSN gets 100 yards every week and just eats and just spam.
But we're talking about a guy going into week 10 that's 13 catches, 161 yards. The 5 touchdowns is nice.
Wouldn't that be better than Jalen Lane though? Wouldn't that be better than Jalen Lane though?
It's a situation.
Would that be a tad bit better than Jalen Lane though? That's all I'm saying, bro.
Whatever that is.
But here's the thing, and I like Tory Horton too. I'm actually I didn't know this about you, but I'm a Tory Horton guy too. I want us to take him too. But if we're saying Tory Horton is better than Jalen Lane, and it's because he has 13 catches for 160 yards going into week 10, what does that matter? Genuinely, what does that matter?
Like, it don't matter much.
Opinion on Tory Horton. I knew nothing about Horton.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying
these two like Horton.
I'm saying
fine. Horton might be the best receiver that ever touched the planet. I have no idea.
what I'm
Put him on the opposite side of Marshawn Lattimore. He is.
What I'm saying.
Anybody would be in this
people
season.
just have their guys.
Oh Lord.
Defend their guys when they see someone else not performing, even if their guy's not great. They're just gonna say, "Oh, well, we could have had him," and that guy might go on to do nothing in his career. It's just the fact that they're angry they didn't take him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, Grant. You're right. And I don't hate Jay Lane. I actually like Jay Lane too. I'm just saying, like, I did prefer Torrey Horton because of the size and the catch radius and all that. I wanted a taller receiver person. But
yeah,
lane speed and explosiveness is fun to see when it is displayed. But it's just like I want a taller receiver. We got all like midgets. Like Terry's 6 foot. Everyone else is under 6 foot. And Luke's 6'2", but he don't play like 6'2".
In hindsight, Jalen Lane, Mossing, Quan, and Sane are still back in training camp. Should have been an indication he has some problems.
We got some problems. We got some problems. All right. My quick analysis of the whole draft class. I'm gonna go a little bit in hindsight. I ain't gonna lie. We do have film now. Josh Conley, I think, will be good. I do think he will be a good NFL tackle. I just don't know if he'll be a Pro Bowl level tackle, if I want to keep it a bean with you. But a lot of people say Conley is trash. They say he's and all that. I'm not on that. I'm not on that side of things. I'm not on the he's a rookie. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna be a dog very, very soon. I think he'll be good. But right now he's struggling. He's been getting that belt put on him by these But gotta get it. You got Max Crosby in front of you 1 week. Oh, we've got Micah. Micah put belt to you. I get it. It's Micah and Brian Burns and Max Crosby and these guys. I get it's tough, bro. You're a rookie. I get it. I do use some type of grace. I can't give like, oh my gosh, Josh Conley's trash. Throw him away. Like I'm on that. But it's like, bro, like, can y'all give some help? Like I gotta put on clips. He's like, can y'all give some help, bro? Like, he getting spanked over here. Like, put John Bates over this. Some. But I'm not killing Cliff, by the way, Tim. I know you love Cliff. Don't get it, okay? All right, cool. Trey Amos a dog. But everyone gets cooked burnt toast every now and then, and JSN.
In this
JSN caught him lacking.
He was injured. He'd gone out of the game.
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt too. Yeah. But I've seen Amos get caught lacking a couple of times this year, but he wasn't targeted, so he wasn't like, you know. But Amos a dog though, certified dog. I ain't worried about that. Jalen Lane gotta catch. He gotta catch football, man. Like my man can't catch COVID in the hospital. My man can't catch a cold and negative 25-degree wind chills. He can't catch anything. He just butterfingers, just like. I didn't even catch the football. If he catch the football, I'll be completely fine with Jalen Lane. Like, and the fumbles on the kickoff need to be cut out too. You got to cut that out. But you secure the ball, good money over here. That's all I ask from Jalen. Catch 1,500 passes every day, bro, so you can get these hands together. That's all I ask. You need some hands, bro? I'll donate mine. We can swap hands, bro. It's okay. You're the NFL player, I'm the NFL player. We swap hands, bro. It's okay. Cam Madrano, I don't even care. If Adam Peters whipped on the 6th rounder, I really don't care. And Bill, I think Bill will be a dog. But I don't think Bill's a full-time RB1, though.
They're not using him correctly.
Seen.
They need C-Rod.
They're not using him correctly either. I agree with that, too.
They need C-Rod on the early downs. Or whoever we draft or sign in free agency.
We'll get to that, too.
I'd be curious if Bill tried out a few punt or kick returns. I would just test him. Just test him.
Interesting.
Because he's young enough. He's got the speed. He cuts better than Gordon Ramsay and has better vision than B-Rob did. I'd be curious what he could do on special teams.
If he's RB1, though, they're not going to risk him there.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but I think it's too important right now.
I agree, but if let's say we go into next game against Detroit, C-Rod's the 1, Bill's the 2.
Would you try it? Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Let's try him on a kickoff. Like, ain't no more Luke back there, so try something.
I mean, we can break some news if we want to regarding our team.
Sure.
It's done to come across our desk. The Frankie Louvu suspension has been overturned. Lou is playing on Sunday.
Interesting.
The hearing officer is one of the greatest linebackers to ever play this game, Tampa Bay great Derek Brooks, and the NFLPA reduced the 1-game suspension to a $100,000 fine. Louvu will now play on Sunday.
Wait, so isn't there a 3-strike policy?
The 3-strike policy was the guide to the suspension.
So fining him $100,000 implies there's a strike. So why is he not suspended?
Because so with the NFLPA hearing process is everyone gets to appeal their suspensions.
Right.
He appealed the suspension. Derek Brooks, the hearing officer, looked at it, went over the tape, went over the results, and say decisions overturned. You're still getting fined because you keep hip dropping tackle people. Although let's be granted, every time Jane Daniels got hurt because of hip drop tackle, but this is what it is. They've done overturn the policy. You still have to pay your consequences. Here's a $100,000 fine, but your appeal is now granted. You're no longer suspended.
Got it. I mean, it saves him $400,000 because he was going to lose $500,000 from his game check. So.
Yeah.
I wish I had those.
Not for real. Man, what, man?
I mean,
man,
if anything, I'm irritated about it. I wish he was sitting down so that we can see the backups play. More.
I agree.
Maybe
even Medrano suits up. That would have been interesting. But
well, to be fair, Luvu's not a linebacker right now. He's an edge rusher.
He's an edge rusher right now.
So I don't think that affects Medrano's possible or opportunity for getting snaps.
Okay. Maybe not.
Yeah, because he's playing edge rusher right now because the whole Dorrance Armstrong and
Drake Jackson's still out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he signed a dude to put him on IR. Now that threw me off. I ain't gonna lie. You signed a dude?
Dude.
All right, go to IR, bro. What the hell?
When we made this signing, I forget whose show. I don't know if it was BIB, if it was TBB, if I was on some show, and I said the only Drake I know is the one that got killed by Kendrick, and the only Jackson that I recognize is the one who's also dead, and Michael. That's the only reason why I know Drake Jackson. I guarantee you that's the sound AP made when he signed Drake Jackson. I guarantee you that's the sound he made.
Okay.
And the doctor also made that sound because he went, I gotta make another patient.
To be fair, though, I liked him doing it. We need to be giving anybody, we need to call Asante Samuel, anybody who's
man, what?
Have an AARP membership and can play football and actually run. I think they should get an opportunity to at least come work out.
I say call up on the practice squad Darius Rush, the second-year corner out of South Carolina, and see what he can do. Yeah. He's got a good tangibles and speed.
I've seen a lot of people calling for him too.
Yeah, I've said I went down the list 2 weeks ago on TBB and went down the list of practice squad guys. Legit, just edge and corner you can grab. You want Antoine Powell-Ryland? You want Philo Diggs? Andre Carter Jr.? You want Beanie Bishop? He's no longer a Steeler. He got released. Bring him in for a tryout. You want Kobe Bryant? You want Jabbar Muhammad? You want just anyone under the age of 25 who still has good play in them and needs a shot? Go bring him off a practice squad. It's going to cost you $150 to go sign him right now. What's that?
Nothing. Bro, nothing.
That's what, a signing bonus for a 6th-round pick? Go get a few guys. Because I don't need a Chase Edmonds on my practice squad if you're never going to use him.
Nah, for real. What's up with that? Nah, for real.
Yeah, even at this, with where we're at with everything, Preston Smith, I don't need to see him on the field.
Non-factor.
Cut Charlotte now.
If we give a practice squad guy a chance, we sign somebody and they suck, I'm never going to root for my team to lose, but losses are in our best interest right now. Losses and getting young guys on the field are the two things that help us the most. And if he's good, if he takes over the game and wins, then we'll sign him for real.
No, for real. Speaking of that, y'all brought up something very, 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 very interesting. Grant, you brought Asante Samuel Jr. I was on him specifically. Would you sign him? Why or why not? And is he even healthy to play right now?
Yeah, so as of 2 or 3 days ago, he got cleared so he had spinal fusion surgery. Just the name of that,
Ooh.
I don't even know how he's playing football again, but he got cleared by like 2 of the top doctors in that field. So I would assume if they cleared him, he's got to be in good health shape. Does that translate to football shape? I have no idea. Do I think we should sign him? I don't know, because honestly, I don't know what the interest is like. I don't know if contenders are genuinely looking at him like, hey, dude, you can come play for us. Or I don't know if he's struggling to get somebody to invite him to the practice squad. So I don't know if we should sign him, but we should call his agent, say, hey, what's the deal? What's going on? And maybe get something shaken.
I mean, the reason why he wasn't on a squad, is because of said injury, and they were waiting for him to get the surgery, get the results, and then sign.
Right.
If he was healthy, I mean, he just got healthy, so we could see him getting on a practice squad tomorrow, and I wouldn't be shocked. Would I bring him in? Yes. Do I think DQ and AP are going to do it? No. Yeah. This regime, and Ron started it, and I somehow figured out a way. The Halloween spirits have figured it out a way. The quote that Ron lived and died by in Washington: "We have all the guys we need here in this room." Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
We got all we need in this room.
We got all we need in this room.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, for whatever reason, Ron, when he met DQ and said, "You take over this team," in that handshake, he transferred that energy.
He said, "We got all we need in this room."
Yep. Because I said this 2 weeks ago. Joe Witt's opening press conference. We're going to arrive violently. This looks like the PG Commanders. This looks like a bouncy house of linebackers. This looks like bumper cars of a secondary. The only thing violent I can see are these hip drop.
Oh my god! Y'all bring up topics before.
But I digress. Would I bring in Asante
Samuel Jr.? Read my mind, bro.
Would I bring in Asante Samuel Jr.? Yes. So I think it's going to happen. No.
Yeah. Tim.
The only reason he would come here is because nobody else is interested, because we suck. And so that means we're just throwing a dart at a guy that just had back surgery.
Yep.
I mean we threw a dart at a 31-year-old. So
what's going to happen is if we sign Asante Samuel, he's never going to play because his back is probably jacked up. And then everybody's going to then say this is another mark on Adam Peters of why he shouldn't be the GM anymore, because why would you go sign a guy that just had back surgery? You freaking idiot.
You signed Drake Jackson. He ain't playing a snap yet. Like,
his spine was fused together. Okay?
I'll raise you
fusion?
My assumption now, after hearing this, and I know nothing about his back, is that he can't turn his head. Okay? He's just going to be Lattimore. All right, running down the field and letting the ball hit him in the back of the head the whole game.
Is he like a Michael Keaton Batman? He got to turn his whole body.
Jr. is not going to fix this team. We're so far away. I mean, they brought in players that everybody's hurt. I mean, you could do whatever you want. I'm not gonna as far as Adam Peters. If he wants to bring him in, okay, cool. If not, okay, cool. This season is totally a wash. Especially with no Jaden Daniels in it. It's frustrating that he's not going to be in it because he can't continue to develop. But I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I mean, Asante Samuel, it seems logically that it's probably not going to happen here. And because if he does still have talent, he's going to go to a contender. If he doesn't have talent, then why would we want him? Not talent. He had talent. True. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not healthy enough to be a real contributor anymore. So, I mean, okay. If you want to get him, great. If not, I'm fine too.
Yeah.
So,
I got the same feeling Tim got.
So you brought up Jaden Daniels. And I just wanted to ask a question to you guys. So we moved Luke McCaffrey to IR, moved Marshawn Lattimore to IR, did not move Jaden Daniels to IR. Now,
don't talk about this.
Now look, so I'm no doctor. I get most of my information from asking AI and following some Twitter doctors. My understanding is the absolute best case scenario is it's 4 weeks. Worst case is it's 6 months. Let's just say hypothetically, is 4 weeks. There's no reason Jaden Daniels should see the field until the summer. So even if we won every game, I would say do not put him out there. So I don't. Now, I posted a reaction. It was like a 45-minute reaction to the loss to who did we just lose to? The Seahawks.
Seahawks.
And I did a bad job of representing myself in some ways. I definitely spoke out of emotion in certain parts, and I walked it back later.
You and 99% of the fan base.
I was about to say.
I mean, at least, you know what? At least I had the balls to go up and say that was my bad. Try to hold myself accountable. Some people don't do that. They'll just die on the lie. They don't even believe anymore. But right. Where was I going with this? Oh, one of the things I was saying is Jaden's there's no reason for him to be back at all. There's no reason for him to be in that game. Now, I understand some people disagree about that, think Jaden needs reps. I disagree with that. And I'm not saying that's why DQ should be fired. I'm still saying I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And I think, going back to what you're saying about Joe Witt and the press conference and the identity, the cliches, the mantras, the rah-rah, one of their things is there's this never say die mentality they try to impose on the team. And last year, because we were the Cardiac Commanders, it matched. This year, nothing about this team says never say die. They just keep saying it at the press conference to try to get you to believe it, to get the players to believe it. So DQ putting Jaden out there down 38-7 with 7 minutes left, to me was him saying, this is never say die. The way we get down's not for everybody. We got a deep crew. We know the whole spiel. Them not putting Jaden in IR. And I don't know. I have no inside information. I could look like an ass in 2 weeks from now. I could look like an ass tomorrow morning. Everything changes. Them not putting him on IR is feeding into this whole fake never say die. Oh, Jaden's going to come back. He's really going to work to hit all the markers. We love his competitiveness and his toughness. If there's one guy I trust to get after it, it's him. That's how I feel about that. So I think it's ridiculous. I think they should have moved him on IR as soon as they possibly could. He shouldn't play football again this season.
Nope. I said that last night. Oh, good.
Y'all brought it up now. So I won't go in depth about this now because y'all brought it up. So y'all open up Pandora's box. Let's just open up the whole daggone thing, shall we? What are y'all thoughts on DQ holding him in the game that long? Y'all thoughts about him not going on IR? And should he be on injured reserve? Should we just end his season? John, you can continue now. Sorry.
Yes. He should have been on IR to begin with. He should. The moment that you saw his elbow turn, the Bible says turn the other cheek. The way you saw his arm turn the other cheek, you should have immediately put him on IR. Harry should have been on IR weeks ago, but he's week to week. It's just soft muscle tissue. We can figure this out, guys. Should have been on IR 4 weeks ago. He should have been on IR 2 weeks ago. Should have been on IR a week ago. Jaden could have been on IR after the first injury, but John, we couldn't have won without him. We're what? 2-4, 2-5 with Mariota. It's a backup. It is what it is. What's the point of keeping him week to week? What's the point of keeping him in the facility besides getting healthy? What's the point of not protecting your star face of the franchise savior of Washington, D.C.? What's the point of not protecting him? The two biggest words that everyone and their mama, whether it was Chad Ryan, Emmanuel Ocho, Stephen A., Shea Cornett, Cam Newton, Playmaker, everyone and their mama used the same two words to describe Dan Quinn's decision to keep Jaden Daniels in the fourth quarter and beyond. Negligent and malpractice. If you do not shut him down by Thursday, you have failed Jaden this year. To Tim's point, this season's already a wash. I proposed this question 3 weeks ago. Did Adam Peters fail the Commanders regardless of injuries? Now that Jaden's hurt, the question is now, has the team failed Jaden? And now the answer is yes. DQ should not have put him on that field in the fourth quarter. There is a good argument he should not have played at all against Seattle. coming off his second injury in 5 weeks. He's now 3rd and 9, and now he's out till what?
God knows when.
God knows when. I'm supposed to go to Northwest for Week 16 against Philadelphia. I might sell my ticket at that rate. I might get
So I'm selling my season tickets.
Like, Dan should have put him out there. It should not have happened this way. Could he have gotten hurt regardless? Yes. But the fact that you let him play, Dan, the fact that you had this never say die attitude, well, guess what, Dan? We're already dead. Ted Bundy's on his way right now to make sure that we dead. He should not have been out there.
So I'm sorry for dominating the microphone a little bit, but it's funny because you said the exact same things that I said. And Tim, we were talking about this before we started recording. If you look at my reaction that I was talking about, which I said that I walked back some of the things I said there, but the title of that video is Dan Quinn failed Jaden Daniels. That's number one. The way I described it was gross negligence and whatever the other word you said was.
Malpractice.
Malpractice. Those are the 2 words I used. So the same 2 adjectives, the title of the video, we are in perfect lockstep. Now, let me tell you guys about what I said that I walked back, because I still stand by my criticism of Dan Quinn. I stand by a lot of the issues. The way the analogy that I made was Dan Quinn has been behind in a lot. And I'm not talking about roster building or anything like that, but you see it with timeout usage. You see it with some in-game adjustments. When the game is happening, there's a lot of moments in which he seems to be a half step slow. And I think it was the same principle. It just happened to be this time he was a half step slow getting Jaden out of the game. That's how I look at this. I want to be honest with you guys and obviously get your reactions to this. So what I said that I regret in the video was Dan Quinn should have been fired for leaving Jaden out there. And I have long said I would never call for someone's job on my channel just because it's something that I don't believe in. And I did it, and it was emotional. But what I stand by is that is a fireable offense to me.
Yep.
When Adam Peters reviews it, he looks at Dan Quinn's resume in the offseason, and he sees right there, you left Jaden Daniels in the game. You could mark down and say, this is why you should be fired. So
Killed your quarterback.
Yeah, that's how I would change it. I regret saying Dan Quinn deserved to be fired for that. However, it is something that could rightfully lead to him being fired. If you guys disagree,
I want to know Tim's thoughts on this.
Is Andy Reid a good coach? We agree. Andy Reid, good coach.
Is this about the Mahomes QB sneak?
No. In 2021, Chiefs were losing 27-3 with 8 minutes to go. Mahomes still playing and got hurt. Chiefs should have fired Andy Reid on the spot. What an idiot coach. Is McVay a good coach?
Wait,
yes.
Hold on. What was this? What was the Mahomes situation again?
Yes, no problem. Chiefs were losing 27-3 and 8 minutes to go. Mahomes was still playing and got hurt. Chiefs should have been fired. And Andy Reid on the spot. What an idiot coach. I'm being exaggerating there.
What was
we got more examples, but do you want to?
Well, no, I'm this context matters. So like what week was it? Who was the opponent?
Middle of the season, 2021.
Okay. Because I mean, if it's week 18 versus week 10 against the Bills, that makes a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fine. All right. Last year, Rams were losing 41-10 to the Cardinals. Stafford was still in the game, throwing for 8 minutes to go. McVay, horrible excuse for a coach, should be fired immediately. In 2014, these are just the first 3 examples I pulled up. Saints are losing 41-3 in the fourth quarter, and Drew Brees threw a touchdown pass with 5:29 to go to make it 41-10. Sean Payton, horrible head coach, should be fired, and Broncos should be now firing. Now that I've said this, they should fire him today. No, this is not malpractice. You are a 24-year-old quarterback with throwing issues. You need to be on the field playing the game. Now, should it be on IR? That is for a doctor to decide, and I don't know what his elbow extent is. Sometimes, according to Google, a dislocated elbow could be fixed within 25 days. I don't know if that's true or not. If it's NFL ready, I don't know. You can put a brace on it. I've seen Kurt Warner play with a brace on his non-throwing hand. He needs reps. You're 24 years old. You are missing a ton of open receivers. You're not throwing the football. You think you need to play hero ball the entire time, hold on to the football and run. That last play that he got hurt on was a designed RPO that should have been handed off or thrown immediately. It should not be a quarterback running to the right side on his own, trying to play hero ball down 38-7. It wasn't the play call. No, like it's infuriating to me listening to all these takes because he is a 24-year-old quarterback that has so many things to learn. These guys were experienced vets already building a dynasty in Kansas City. Drew Brees was a Hall of Famer already in 2014. Freaking Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champion. They're still in the game, losing by a ton in the fourth quarter. Jaden Daniels is not special. Jaden Daniels is not somebody that should be put in a bubble and protected and never play football again until we're in the Super Bowl when it actually matters. No, if he's healthy at the end of this season, he 1,000,000% should be in the game. The only time you take your starters out is when you're winning the game and you don't want the losing team to take a cheap shot on your quarterback. That is what you want to take your starters out. And that is when you earn a break from your millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of contract money. You play until the last whistle and continue to grow as your second-year player. And all you've done is earn Rookie of the Year. Hello, RG3. Okay, you are freaking you're nobody yet. I love you, Jaden. Jaden knows this too. So it's not even like I'm attacking Jaden, but it's the fans. It's ridiculous. The emotional outrage of Dan Quinn should be fired. This is a fireable offense. All these coaches do these things. And these are random regular season games. The first three I looked up. I'm sure I could find more of great coaches. Mike Shanahan. He was a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach. Respected around the league. And he kept RG3 in the game in that playoff game. And everybody's like, oh, you should have looked to the future. Dude, if you are ready to go back on the field, you go back on the field 100% of the time. Except for if you're winning big and the game is over and now you don't want the losing team to take a cheap shot. So that is my tirade against this entire fan base that I've been seeing in my Discord chat. It's ridiculous. Jaden Daniels is not some god that needs to be put in bubble and never play unless it matters. He should be in the preseason. He should be everywhere. He has a ton to learn.
Jaden needs to be in the doctor's room because it's his third injury in 9 weeks. Hamstring.
You can't run from injuries, dude. It's the NFL. If you're going to be made of glass like RG3, then take your ass to Cleveland and retire. Just like RG3 did. If that's what you're going to do,
I mean, Deshaun Watson's right there right now.
I'm talking about RG3 after he left here. He went to Cleveland and couldn't make it, and then he ended up going to the Ravens. If he wants to go on that path, go ahead. Because if you're made of glass, you're made of glass. It is what it is. You got to play football to learn football and continue to grow inside the game of football. He is not a 20-year vet like Tom Brady that should just go ahead and take breaks when he wants to. It's like, I'm good today. I'll get back to it next week. No, so much to learn.
So I think you made a lot of great points there. Obviously, we differ in our evaluations. I'm not saying that like your take is idiotic or anything like that. I think a lot of what you said is very, very valid. Do I think it's a mistake to leave Drew Brees in with 5 minutes left down 45 points and get him injured? Yeah, that's a pretty big mistake, in my opinion. You don't risk your quarterback's health, your franchise player's health, especially considering how bad the New Orleans defense is, but that's an aside, or how bad it was. A coach's job is also to protect the players. And Jaden Daniels, you're totally right, needs more reps. His scramble was not supposed to, it wasn't supposed to work out like that. Like you said, it was an RPO. DQ even said that in the press conference. We run that 50 times out of he said, 50 times out of 50, we run that play. It's not a scramble, which obviously doesn't add up because we saw it happen, but I get the point he's making.
49 out of 50, yeah.
Be a scramble, right? So you're totally right in all of that. What I would say to that is Jaden has been injured recently. Now, granted, this was a totally separate injury, and that feeds into what you're saying about if you're made of glass, you're made of glass. But it's a quarterback who had been injured recently. The offense, he'd been pressured at a career high rate. Also on that play, he scrambled, if I'm remembering correctly, and I could be mistaken, but I think that was the play. Nobody's open. It's already getting blown up in the backfield. Your receivers aren't separating. Nobody on that field was helping Jaden. You're down. You cannot win the game. He's been injured recently. Again, a coach's job is to protect the players just as much as to help them, to give them the right play, to coach them up with their technique. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and that's why he called it RPO that took it out of his hands immediately.
But this is the thing. If we're calling a conservative game plan, that's DQ's. That's what he said at the press conference. He said on that possession, we consciously made the decision we're going to call this conservatively. Okay, so what is Jaden learning from that RPO right there that's good for his development?
Oh,
you're not trying to win the game.
He is terrible at RPO. He has so much to learn on RPO. He should run a RPO 50 times in a blowout like that to continue to get better.
I'm not saying that he's got it perfect.
He doesn't handle off the
perfect. We're changing words here. I'm saying in
well,
this.
No, you asked the question. What is he learning in an RPO at that point? Is
backup receivers aren't getting open in an offensive line that's not
blocking. Hand it off. Then hand it off.
There was no running back there on that play. Everyone was lining up. There was no running back in the backfield.
What? I thought.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of a different play.
Oh, okay.
I think
he got hurt.
The RPO. My bad. That was on me.
I think that was back.
I was about to be like, holy crap! I just need to leave the stream because if
I might.
RPO and he was, then I'm lost.
An RPO with no running back would be quite the play call.
Yeah, that's
like what the hell? The quarterback's gonna die. Like what? The quarterback's gonna die on that play.
Maybe I'm on 14 grams of crack, but that's not here nor there. No. CRI was there.
Oh my gosh.
He should have absolutely handed the ball off because what did they do the next 3 times to get CR in the end zone? Was just hand the ball off. Mm-hmm. Was the RPO blown up? Absolutely. Should Jaden also have thrown the ball away to Tim's point? Absolutely. Could there have been an interception? Yes. Could have been rough intentional grounding. Thank you. Yes. We're already down. There's no winning this game. I don't care if Matt Gay kicks.
I'm not playing this 24-year-old to win the game all the time. If we were 0-14, he should be playing. If we are 0-16, he should be playing. He should be playing every single snap that he's healthy and should be on the field. Every single snap.
Except he wasn't 100% healthy. They kept playing up and down, shoots and ladders with his health. Oh, he's 2 weeks with his hamstring. All right, he's back. 2 weeks with his elbow. He's back. Now he's just gone.
Did he not play the entire game?
But he'd also been taking a lot of hits in that game. He was pressured at a career high rate. Like they ran the touchdown they scored was a QB. I think it was a QB power, which is crazy. Lucky he didn't get crunched there. He took a couple of big sacks. The first 2 plays of the game, he scrambled and got hit. He was not taking care of himself. And that's on Jaden. That is part of his development. Again, I'm not saying Jaden's a perfect player. He's got a lot to grow. He doesn't run. He doesn't do a good job running the option, the RPOs. His decision making's got to improve. All that is true, but his health was clearly in danger. That's how I see it.
I didn't know his elbow was in danger until it became.
I get both sides of the spectrum. I get what Tim's saying. He needs reps. He needs to play. I get what you guys saying. We need to protect the player. I get both sides. I'm gonna get a happy medium here. You are down 31. This game is wraps. Game is wraps.
I mean, you guys can harp on that. That's fine. But I've already shown examples of future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with
future Hall of Fame quarterbacks on the field, and Jaden is nowhere near a Hall of Famer.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I said, let me find this happy medium here. Then we find this happy. I would have ran an RPO there. I would have either dropped back this man to throw. I just gave him my hands off. I like the play call. Let me get a happy medium. Okay, you down 31. Why are you even dropping this kid back? Either hand off to the running back or drop his happy behind back and throw a pass.
Drew Brees threw a touchdown down 41-3.
That doesn't mean that was the right decision just because it happened.
Well, I mean, you can have your own opinion, and that's fine. And I have my own opinion. I'm a nobody here on the YouTubes.com. But I'm just saying, there's the examples are Hall of Fame coaches keeping their quarterbacks in the game down a lot. That's what is amongst the leagues, the people that are actually doing it. That's what they're doing. And if you want to have your opinion, that's awesome. And I'm not even crapping on the opinion other than I disagree with it. But it's just like, as far as like, and yes, you can have your opinion all day long, and that's awesome. I can't agree that it's a fireable offense when every this is a commonplace, the standard, not a malpractice. It's standard operating procedure in the NFL to do so.
Again, we disagree on opinion, but so you are calling out the Drew Brees, the Mahomes. I forget who the other quarterback was, right? Stafford. I'm positive there have been coaches who have pulled their starting quarterbacks out when they've been losing. I'm not saying your opinion is wrong. It's a difference in philosophy is all it comes down to.
And I would be curious where those coaches are. They're probably fired. They're probably scared of injuries and losers.
It's possible.
I'm gonna leave it like this. I want to end the topic because I'm I'm gonna end this topic. So I want to leave it like this. I get what Tim's saying.
It's your show.
This boy needs to play. This boy needs to play, bro. I'm not saying he don't need to play. He don't need anything to learn. The RPO stink. Him on the RPO is terrible. I'm not disagreeing with none of that being said. I think before that last drive, it'd be saying, all right, look, bro, no scrambling. You're going to hand this ball off, or you're going to throw. If I see you run one time, then I'm pulling you because you didn't do what I asked you to do. If he didn't run, he doesn't get hurt. Simple. So he does deserve some accountability on that. If you don't run there, you don't get hurt.
Can I bring
you
this
know
up?
You down 100. Just throw the ball away or hand the ball off. I love the competitive nature of Jaden Daniels. I do. I truly do. But bruh, you don't run there, dog.
Alternative.
Don't run there, dog. You throw the ball or you hand it off to C-Rod and you call it a day. That's all I'm saying.
We're living in the world that he played, made a bad decision, got hurt. Okay, Dan Quinn keeps him in. We score a touchdown there. We get the ball back and score another touchdown. And then the next week, we start off with 3 straight touchdown drives. We got into a rhythm. Is Dan Quinn now the genius?
No, we finally figured out how to play actual 4 quarters of football. We can't we have no identity on this team.
It's
so we
also,
scored 2
it's also
touchdowns in the game.
Hypothetical if we had scored 7 points in 6 quarters.
No, I'm saying obviously the offense.
You can go on both sides of the spectrum. Like at this point, like it's a difference of philosophy. Like Grant said,
fair.
Different philosophy. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give more credibility to Jaden on that specific play because he should have never ran in the first place. But also, you should protect your players. I also agree with that too.
You guys, but all 3 missed my question completely.
No. Go. Tim, I totally get what you're saying, and I think it's fair. I think it's logical. We just view it differently, but I think what you're saying is valid.
Right.
We're not saying it's not valid.
Say that Dan Quinn's fireable offense that he was still in the game, even with the momentum that potentially they created, and then the next week we score 3 straight drives and gets destroyed. Like if we lived in that world. Do you guys see yourselves potentially saying that? Wow, how smart was Dan Quinn to keep?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
A momentum switch, and then all of a sudden now the offense gets kickstarted, and we're going.
I hear what you're saying. I don't think it would have. I don't. Kind of what we were talking about with AP drafting, right? It's about process, team building. For me, the process, the result might have looked good. It would have been the wrong process for me there.
Okay, good, and that's where the hypothetical is getting at is that you're staying consistent, which is good.
I would have given more.
All right, so can I address this real quick? Hold on. I want to address this real quick. Can I address this real quick?
Fine, and there's that way that it could have potentially went down.
Can I address this real quick?
No.
I'm executive decision. I'm addressing this real quick.
Yeah, you're
all respect, bro. Grant is streaming this on his channel, but this is also my stream too. So respectfully, you're not about to come at people that's talking on my channel, other people's channel like that.
No,
I'm gonna need you to pipe down.
Good, Grant.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. If you got something to debate about, cool. But all that name calling and all that, I mean, you cut that out respectfully.
Make sure.
Respectfully. Before I get disrespectful. Before I get disrespectful. Because I'll get real disrespectful.
And I need to pipe
really disrespectful.
Put my comment up there too. I don't believe in name calling any of that. I don't support any of that. So,
yeah. Thank you, Grant. I appreciate you diffusing that. But I'm saying, you got one more time, I'm gonna get real disrespectful.
You called it a yikes?
I mean,
what that means.
I don't know what yike is, but
yikes to pipe down. What is yikes? Is that am I supposed to be insulted?
Is it, what type of Gen Z language is this,
dude? I have no clue.
I don't know what it is, bro. But I ain't no idiot. I ain't no yike. I don't know what a yike is.
I don't
know.
But
Hadouken. All right.
I don't know
what a yike is, but Hadouken.
Okay. I have no idea what this means.
I'm Hadouken. That's what I got for him. Hadouken. The first driver uppercut, whatever, bro. I don't care. Yes, Adam Peters failed his team by not building a roster around JD. He was basing everything on last year. oldest roster in the league. Do y'all think Adam Pierce filled this team? Anyone can start this off. I don't care.
No. 100% no.
Grant, now I'm going to find a reason to disagree with you on this one. No, just kidding. We agree. This is good.
I
would find a way to disagree with you. It's crazy. Oh my god!
IQ was responding with what I was saying earlier. That's why he's saying yes. He was responding to the hypothetical question I made earlier.
But yeah, I don't. Sound like shit. Y'all funny as heck.
Here's the only piece of credence.
So this hip drop type.
To shy away from blaming Jay and Daniels. Cliff has also done him no favors with his offensive line help. Because they mentioned this today on First Take, and I did a little bit of research and I confirmed it. On Jaden's whole NFL, I crunched the numbers too, so I made sure the numbers were right.
Okay.
In his whole NFL career, Jaden, he's been hit 322 times. He's averaging 12 QB hits a game, being hit 12 times. Name me the next quarterback that's taking this many hits that aren't also injured. Burrow, injured. Dak has been injured. Jalen, just tush push merchant.
Yeah, but his body.
Tush push merchant. It's crazy.
Oh, I agree. Jaden's frame does him no favors, regardless if he put on 20 pounds of muscle this offseason. He is still a $160 soaking wet. That does him no favors. No, Grant, you're absolutely right about that. I'm also saying this offensive line in 2 years hasn't helped him succeed either by getting him hit every which way but Sunday. The four of us could go play D end for any team that we're playing on Sunday, and we would go get a QB hit. Hell, I'm big enough to play D tackle.
What did he do to try to prevent that, though? He got Laramie Tunsil. He traded for a left tackle.
Good
move.
He
drafted a first-round right tackle. He paid a long-term contract to a center, right? Like Sam Cosmi, they paid a long-term contract to. So, I mean, have he done anything to? I mean, you guys can hate Connerly if you want. I mean, the PFF is horrible on it. I just listened to it earlier. Listened to Jay Gruden was crapping on him after week 2. So maybe Connerly's terrible. When I'm watching the film,
he's struggling.
He sticks out as a bad player to me when I watch the film. Not that I've been breaking him down specifically, but it's not something that I look at and I feel as though I have in the past. Let's put it that way. Like Andrew Norwell should never have earned a contract here, right?
Oh Lord Jesus, when you start with Andrew Norwell,
I forgot about him.
Like watching Brandon
bump into his own homie, it's crazy.
Year, and breaking down why he was getting beat. So there have been offensive linemen in the past that have stuck out to me. Like, oh my goodness, like that guy absolutely stinks. So I haven't gotten that feeling for Josh Connerly. Maybe if I could solely focused on him, maybe I would have a different opinion. So from what I've seen, it doesn't seem all that bad, but I haven't watched I haven't broken down the film in every game this year. I've had work and stuff, so I couldn't do it, unfortunately, but the games that I have watched, it doesn't seem like he's that big of a deal. But anyway, I'm getting off the main point is that he first round tackle, traded for a Pro Bowl tackle, signed a long-term deal for a center, signed a long-term deal for a guard, and then they've been trying to work out the left guard position. That's the weakest position. They try to move their third-round pick into guard. Now Chris Paul seems to be playing well at that guard position. Yeah. So I like our low line and the future of our low line. I think all of them are under contract. Maybe not Chris Paul.
Paul's a free agent.
Chris Paul's contract.
Paul's a free agent. But Tyler's going into year 3.
Yeah. So, but he will still have a contract under. He'll still be here next year, right? Yep. So Tunsil, Biotish, Cosmi, and Connerly are all under contract here, right? And we have to figure out the left guard spot. And I'm sure that's going to be a part of the $100 million that we'll have in cap space next year. To me, the position of desperate need is edge, right? Like that's our biggest problem, and it's not even close. Like you can talk about corner, you can talk about safety, you can talk about linebacker, you talk about wide receiver, running back, all those receivers. Like they pale in comparison.
Yeah.
To the edge rusher position. Like we have zero pass rush when we rush for it. Absolutely zero. So that is the position of need, not the offensive line, in my opinion. And I think we did try to protect Jaden as much as we can. But the problem is that the person you can't protect Jaden from is Jaden. And he holds on to the football. And why he gets hit 12 times a game is because it happened his very first game of his career against Tampa. Terry McLaurin could have had 4 touchdowns when you break down that film. He refused to throw the freaking football. And it's
his first game. Let's give him that.
Well, it was a sign of things to come because that's what he continues to do. Is that he loves to run. And it's against zone. Like he has a problem against zone. If he doesn't know where all 11 guys are, because he's such a cerebral quarterback, right? He wants to know everything before it happens. And when he doesn't, if they try to switch it up on him and he doesn't know where one guy is, and he does not want to risk an interception. That's why his interceptions stay low, right? And until it's desperate time, then he'll finally start to throw. And it's like, yes, come on, Jaden. Yes, come on.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, please, finally, just
found it.
Larry McLaurin going deep, please. So, I think he's done a lot to try to protect Jaden Daniels. Is it all working? Connerly, according to PFF and Jay Gruden, it's not working at all on that right tackle. But left tackle's great, center's solid, guard solid. I think that he's protected him a lot. But anyway, I digress, and you guys can take.
I have a question for you guys about the offensive line, and we agree. We said 100% Adam Pierce not to blame, and we like the process and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I would say. And I'm interested to get you guys' opinions again. Like I'm asking the question here. I'm not even saying what my opinion is, but it seems if you were to find what is the biggest error, it's probably the 3rd round pick of Brandon Coleman. Doesn't play well as a rookie. Then you tell him you're going to left tackle. Then you tell him you're going to right tackle. Then you tell him you're going to left guard. Now he's inactive. A 3rd round pick, it's not first, second. It's a day 2 pick. That is kind of important there. So I'm interested to get your guys' thoughts on that whole process. Was it a sign of AP being short-sighted, or if it's the counter, no, he just saw opportunities to upgrade. Well, now what happens to Brandon Coleman?
I think the latter. I said the latter on that one.
I didn't like the Brandon Coleman pick the day of the draft. I'm sure that's on my stream. I wasn't a big fan of Brandon Coleman.
Yeah, you never liked that, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm never going to agree with somebody 100%, right? So I would just lean on the fact that nobody's 100%, I guess, if I were to defend AP. But no, I do not like that pick. I didn't like the pick the day of, and then obviously how it's turned out has been abysmal. So
does he have a path back, or is he trade bait, or what are we looking at here, we think?
I don't think anybody wants him. So, and does he have a path back? I think he proved that he can't play guard. I thought my take on Brandon Coleman was that he should have been, or like he could have been decent at right tackle because he is an athletic dude. He's got great feet and great foot. So that being on the outside is better for him rather than being a strong dude inside trying to push. That's where guards, like shorter arms, good strong punch, and trying to move the big defensive tackles. I don't think that's where his strength is. His strength is using his footwork out on the quicker edges and handling that.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So I thought he was going to be our right tackle. I didn't like him at left tackle, but I thought he could be a decent right tackle on the front side of Jaden Daniels, not the blind side. But obviously, Tunsil, Connerly, now he's a dead pick. Now, and so there's a counter point or a counter thing here that you could also argue, like, yes, we don't like the pick, bad pick, didn't work out, but they are making a decision fast. Yeah. Just like with Dominique Hampton, he's gone.
Dude,
5th round pick, gone. By year 2. Cut.
They gave him 1 preseason game and said that's enough.
They did.
Trash. Get out of here. Trash. Get out of here.
I was shocked when they cut him. I was like, holy crap, they cut him? That was a 5th round pick. We cut him. I wouldn't watch that. You can contribute all of the points to him. Yeah. All that preseason. It was even the special teams. He was on the special teams play that they ran back for a touchdown. Travion Henderson against the Patriots. He was on that play and completely voided his gap. And that's exactly where. Anyway, that's I digress. But
he's right.
Is that when they're seeing that it was a problem, they're making the decision. They're making the move. They're not trying to like force it. Right. I don't think there's much you could do with Lattimore. Play Jonathan Jones. Play Noah Iganagi. I mean, these guys are going to get cooked too. So I think that they're going to make a move next year. They're not going to keep Marshawn Lattimore, right? They gave him the benefit of the doubt, injuries, just coming to a new team. Let's give him a full offseason. It's not going to work. I think he's going to be gone. So I think they make quick decisions when they do fail.
I agree with that.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I see a comment from my boy Dave. I want to get to this.
John didn't get to talk about the.
Oh, go. I want to pull up the comment and then I'm gonna let John talk. Yeah.
So if you ever need
John
tell me to stop talking. Just tell me.
I never told you
let
to
this move on for a second. I thought Tim was like, I'll sit here and just be quiet and down my corner. No, so funny thing was I wasn't opposed to the Coleman draft pick. I was opposed they immediately put him at tackle because he was not the worst at guard. Coming out of TCU, I thought there were better guards on the board. I thought there were better draft picks that could have been made. But I thought overall, okay, you're trying to invest in this offensive line that has not been good in a few years. Cool. So what did he give up? 9 sacks last season?
10, I think.
10?
Yeah.
Connolly is probably on that way too. So whatever. They moved him around. Okay, cool. He had really good flashes. I thought when they put him back to guard, I thought, okay, maybe because you're moving around so much, you can't get a good representation of what you're actually good at. But to Tim's point, he might not be good at a whole lot at tackle or at any guard. Right tackle, maybe, but obviously you got you drafted Connolly for a reason. You thought he could have been maybe something had left, but obviously you traded for Tunsil. I thought the other pick that they have sorely miscommunicated on. I don't think it's purely because of his play. And I did a scouting report with Adam and Neba last season. Shout out to Adam and his whole family. Ben Sinnott has let me down. I've been a Ben Sinnott guy since Kansas State. I thought he was supposed to be the best blend of Kittle and Juszczyk, and I thought they were going to use him so. He seems to be another John Bates. Can block his tail off and will occasionally get the football. But I think Coleman, out of those two, I think Coleman has been the worst. Sinnott is slowly approaching that territory.
Well, Sinnott's problem is he's a pass catcher who can't catch it as well as Ertz, and he's a blocker who can't block as well as Bates. So they're not going to get him on the field, which, right or wrong, you want to get your young guys reps. Hopefully now in the back half of the season, they will do that. You saw his usage go up a lot in this last game, but when they were trying to be competitive, that was the conundrum they ran into. So to your point, the foresight, the planning didn't really work out there.
I love Ben Sinnott. I loved him coming out.
So do I.
I love Ben Sinnott too.
Like,
we all love Ben Sinnott. I
his
think
lack
on
of usage is exactly what Grant just said, and it's okay. Like a lot of tight ends also struggle early on in their careers and then come out to be pretty solid. It's a very underrated, difficult position. But a lot of people don't talk. It's one of the hardest positions, in my opinion, to play, right? Because you have the quarterback, you have the corner back, and then I would argue tight end's the third hardest. You need to know the entire route tree, and you need to know the entire blocking scheme. You are in both, lot. Consistently amount. So you're in both rooms. You're in the wide receiver room or like the receiving room, and you're in the lineman room, right?
I mean, running back could be in there too, though.
Running back is.
running back is the easiest position in transition.
Yeah, one of the easiest positions.
I also think from a physical skills standpoint too. A receiver, there's a difference between beating a college corner and an NFL corner, but it's all sort of the same realm. You guys all run 4.3. Your technique's probably just a little bit better.
It's less complicated. Yeah, it's less complicated, but it's the hardest position. It's the hardest physically.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is tight end. Okay, you've got to take that difference of beating a college corner versus an NFL corner or a safety, more likely. But then you've also got to be strong enough to go from blocking a college D end to an NFL D end, or on top of
I'm sorry. I completely missed. I thought you were talking about corner as in like you were arguing for the corner position. No, but you're giving more reasons why tight end's hard.
Yeah, because you're adjusting to the speed of the coverage guys and the strength of the interior point of attack guys.
100%. It's insanely hard to position. So like Ben Sinnott not getting a ton of reps right off the rip is not completely surprising. It's disappointing. Yeah, very disappointing. But it's when you actually put thought to it, it's like, oh, well, I mean, that doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of guys that don't come out immediately. Like Sam Laporte is one of the few that just seems like he's right off the rip a beast.
Bowers is a dog and dog. About the Ben Sinnott thing, well, let's talk about the offensive line doing Brandon Coleman. I completely agree with you guys. I just feel like that when it comes to Brandon Coleman, he just couldn't find a right spot on this line. Like they started him left tackle, struggled a bit. Had some decent games here and there, but really was struggling more than playing well. So I understand why they traded for Tunzel. And then I wanted to try him at right tackle. I really did. And he took Conley. I'm like, all right, that's
I was
over
surprised they
with.
took
So.
Connerly.
I was surprised they took Conley. I would took someone else. I would try them at right tackle personally.
I thought they
were at that point
an edge, but
I would took an edge. That's what I'm saying. But here's what it is. So when they drafted Conley, I'm like, all right, where's he going? I'm like, he can't function play guard. He's not strong enough. He doesn't play enough physical strength. Like these defensive tackles will to throw him like a rag doll. What happened? Got thrown like a rag doll. It's like where do you put him now? Like I guess you drafted a swing tackle in the 3rd round. Ouch.
A pulling guard in the 3rd round.
Well, I mean, if he could
pulling guard / swing tackle in the 3rd. Ouch. And about y'all brought up Ben Sinnott. Yeah, Ben Sinnott. Grant made the perfect point. He doesn't catch as well as Zach Ertz, but doesn't block as well as John Bates. I think that's about to switch now. Zach Ertz been dropping the ball a lot more than he did last year.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready to say A6. Go to retirement home. Take your behind to a nursing home. Matter of fact, I'll make it easy for you. I'm gonna just cut you. Bye. I want to see Ben Sinnott. No offense. Sorry, you can go much faster than slow, as Louis T would say. And I want to play Ben Sinnott. I want to see him. We're season over with, so play him. Find out if he can.
Zach Ertz?
I would, right? I would do it before Sun. Yes, I would.
I understand.
I would personally.
He's one of the leaders of this team. You don't.
I get that, but the season's over. I don't want to. The competitive part of the season's over. You go play for a contender. I'm doing you a favor. So let's pick you up.
If he wants,
if he wants to
view it, I don't think he would view it as a favor if he thinks he's going to be here. And then all of a
35. 35. Like, I mean, don't you want to play somebody going to win a Super Bowl? Like, you want to be here in this 3-6 situation, dealing with the remnants of Marcus Mariota, and you want to deal with that? I mean, hey, if you want to deal with that, cool. But if you want to deal with Uber drivers catching passes, hey, bro, hey, man, hey, have fun, bro. I mean, that's up to you. I'm trying to get you out here. You want this out or you want to stay? I mean, up to you, buddy. I'm just saying. But all I'm saying, like when it comes to Ben Sinnott, I just want to see if he can actually catch the ball better. I think he's developing a lot more than people think he is. And I just want to see more of him so we can know what his strengths and weaknesses are and put him in position, because he's going to probably be tight end 1 next year. You're not re-signing Zach Ertz at 35 years old. You're not. So it's just time to find out if he could be the tight end 1 of the future of this team. And you have 8 games to find that out. So let's just find the heck out. If you don't want to cut Zach Ertz, cool. Better. But Ben Sinnott needs to play more than Ertz. That's all I'm saying. At bare minimum.
I was just saying his blocking's getting a lot better, and you see it like the principles they talk about. Now they showed their hand way too much, talking about they wanted to get to gap scheme. I think the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, Bill had 81% of his carries were gap scheme. The GT counter. Think about how effective it was for us early in the season. Now we can't get past the line of scrimmage because everybody knows what to look for now, and on top of the injuries and all that stuff, but. When you think about that movement, the skill and the speed that they were talking about that was going into it, you saw it. Some of Connolly's best moments as a run blocker were on that stuff when he's getting out in space. They pulled Biotish on one of Bill's touchdowns, and you saw him in space. But Ben Sinnott, I think it was the Mariota play against the Raiders where he fumbled, like there was a weird triple option thing. Sinnott and Yankoff were flying around. Sinnott laid boom, and then immediately just shrugged it off and was sprinting up into the second level. And you see that, it's like, okay, going back to the Hughes check and Kittle comparisons, and I'm sure this is why you brought that up, but that's what AP told him when he called him on draft night. Yeah. If he can develop as a pass catcher, if we can take this and also move Jaden under center a little bit more, the offensive dynamic changes so much. The playbook is opened up so much. But truly, Ben Sinnott, again, it's not wrong. The pick wasn't wrong. It is frustrating that he's not on the field, but it's not totally unexpected. But if he doesn't develop, it's going to be a huge missed opportunity, because you can see what it could become if the best version of itself presents itself.
Yeah. Agreed. I want to get to his comments specifically now, because
It's in there.
This is starting to it's starting to get on my nerves. It's starting to piss me off, and I want to dead this narrative. I want every Commander fan. Shout out to my boy Dave. We have a podcast called the DDT Football Podcast. I want to subscribe to that channel. You can go ahead and do that as well. It's me and my college buddies talking ball, and my boy's a Cowboy fan, so he's irritating.
Ew.
Love him to death, but he's irritating. He pisses me off. Oh, but still love him to death. But nevertheless, I want every Commander fan be humble about your miracle season. Nah. Y'all read about JD5 and he gonna get figured out. And darn it, I was right. I respect the Lord. Won't cuss on here. But yes, has JD5 gotten figured out? Unquote. Yeah. Go ahead, Tim. Say why.
I told you he struggles with zone. Teams are playing a lot of zone against us, and it's causing him to struggle a lot. Especially like that Packers defense destroyed him that game. Like he couldn't do anything. We couldn't move the ball. And so yes, they have figured him out, but that's okay. And everything he said was right. I mean, I predicted 8 wins out of respect for the coaches. I love the coaches, and I thought they might squeak out 8 wins, but I expected a down year this year. Like I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be another 10+ win season for us. So yes, there was a lot of fans that needed to be humbled from last season, and that's okay. And it's also okay that they quote unquote figured him out because he will then learn. Because I love this dude. He is very cerebral at the quarterback position. He will learn. He will continue to grow. He is not RG3. I hate the RG3 comparisons. You know, I threw that out there as an just because I was frustrated more about like if he's made of glass just like RG3, then we need to find out if he's made of glass. He needs to continue to play. But anyway, he's not RG3 as far as he's not an ego. He's an extremely humble dude. He will continue to grow. He will continue to learn. I love that we have JD here. He's arguably my favorite player in the entire NFL. I love JD. So when you hear me criticize him, it is not coming from a place of, oh, we should have drafted Drake May. Oh, we should have drafted Bo Nix. Oh, we should have drafted somebody else. No. Like, no, I love JD.
Jaden might have the best energy of a player in the league. Like, even when he got hurt, he was smiling on the sidelines. What person getting hurt? If the three of us broke our elbow, we would be throwing our helmet, cursing to the wind, getting sent down to the
pain.
side.
Like, I hate it here.
He was smiling with Marcus in the locker room. Marcus was like, yeah, he had great energy with him, smiling with the guys. I'm like, it's okay to be happy?
Amen. Ain't no wrong being happy now.
I guess not.
That's that superlative happiness is the Bible talk about. Amen. That's fine.
Amen.
That's fine.
I think to Tim's point, yes, Jaden has gotten figured out a lot. I think teams have also figured out what Cliff is going to do. I don't think Cliff is on any favorites either. He's gotten a little more conservative with his play calling. Last year, we were getting cute with jet sweeps and with these curl routes. I can't find routes 5 to 9 with some of these receivers. Now, is the injuries helping? No. Is the talent helping? God, no. When Luke McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel are your shining stars, because Terry's hurt, no, Brown's hurt, Jalen Lane can't catch, Chris Moore is a car salesman, Traylon Burks has one route and like the whole game that does something, yes. I don't know if Cliff is helping this team either. So I would say yes, and Cliff isn't... Cliff, ironically enough, would work great as Shawn Michaels' theme music. He thinks he's cute. He knows he's sexy. He thinks he's got the looks that'll drive the league wild. Well, guess what? Just like a WrestleMania with The Undertaker, you've done gotten figured out.
I came back at the perfect time here because I think Cliff is a brilliant play designer.
He's got the IQ.
He's genuine as far as play design and recognition. One of the smartest guys in the NFL does not mean he's a great offensive coordinator. I think he did a better job, and I joined back. I came back halfway through what you were saying. So injuries play a part of it, absolutely. But my fear with DQ and Cliff, and this is something I've said on my channel, and again, it's a fear, not saying this is how it is. Could be wrong, but I said I worry they're 1 to 2 year guys. I worry they come in, they right the ship, they make you belong, establish the culture, you have a role, teach you some things, get this going, and then you need someone to innovate from there. I worried about them being able to innovate once they found some sort of success, once they found a baseline. And that's how I felt pretty much every game, whether it's been press conferences, more so with DQ, but whether it's been press conferences, whether it's been on the field, that's how I felt about them pretty much every game this season.
Would you include Joe Witt in that assessment?
It's hard. The whole Joe Witt. It's funny. We're going 2 hours, and this could be 2 hours on its own because Joe Witt's obviously the burning question going on in Commanders Nation right now.
Yeah, I won't get to that. I would the last topic for the night, but yeah, I can
My bad.
You're fine. You're fine.
Joe Witt Jr. He's not done a good job. I don't know who would. That's the problem. There's talent on this team. There is talent, and that's why it's frustrating because 2 reigning second team All Pros, and I get Joe, it was the DC when they accomplished that, right? But Kinlaw, I think most of us would say Kinlaw's been a good signing, right? We like what Kinlaw's done.
Agreed.
Payne has been better this year than in years past. Amos is a really good corner. He's a starting level corner in the NFL at the very least.
Still developing.
There's talent on this roster to be better than the worst pass defense in the NFL, maybe a bottom 5 defense. Last year it was run defense as well. It was bottom of the NFL. So my biggest fear with Joe Witt, when all these conversations are going on Twitter, Discord, YouTube comments, whatever, everyone's like, oh, it's the scheme. I was always saying he can try to change the scheme. We can go man in this situation. We can go zone in this situation. We tried playing more base after nickel wasn't working. Nothing was working because the players couldn't execute. So that speaks to me that one hand, the players aren't good enough, but the other, if Joe Witt wears responsibility, for me personally, it's the teaching that's happening on the practice field because I don't see players getting better. The fact that the young players specifically seem to be regressing, to me, that's indicative of poor coaching. So my take on the Joe Witt Jr. situation is I'm out on Joe Witt Jr. Like a lot of people, maybe not out, but I think he bears a lot of the responsibility for what's happened. I just don't view it in the same lens as people say he can't adjust in the game. His scheme sucks. Does he have bad play calls? Yes. Are there moments that leave things to be desired? But I think it's the communication, the teaching, that stuff that is his biggest issue, from what I can tell.
I want to get to the Jaden thing real quick before I know I brought the whole Joe Witt thing. I'm gonna round it back real quick. A guy that's gotten figured out wouldn't have 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for getting hurt. That's just none of my business. I do think some things about Jaden has gotten figured out though. Like Tim said, he does struggle throwing against Stones defenses. That is true. That is the truth. But he also throwing to Uber drivers and bombs. I don't understand. He went from having Terry McLaurin 17. Hold on. I ain't gonna scream. I don't get mad. He went from having Terry McLaurin and these other guys for 17 weeks in a row, for the most part, except for Noah Brown.
You don't throw it
to throwing it to Chris Moore, who's an Uber driver. Robbie Chosen, who's a Uber driver.
He's a door driver.
I get you had 85-year-old Zach Ertz. Now he's 95 years old. He only had his targets thrown to. Not maybe like the worst in the league, but it's not nothing to write home about either. It sucks. Like he threw the Uber drivers and McDonald's employees and guys that should not be on the NFL field. But yet he's still throwing 8 touchdown passes and 2 picks. Oh, by the way, a rookie that can't catch claps in the you-know-what house and can't catch a cold in 25-degree weather in the middle of December. What do you want this kid to do? So it's like I get people saying that Jaden has regressed too. I'm not absolving Jaden. So let me kick that out too. He's also regressed as well. Sometimes he's looking 1-2 and run. Last year, he would go 1-2-3 and run. Like Tim said, he doesn't pull the trigger when guys are open. But also, when he does pull the trigger, sometimes when these guys are open, they drop the football and you don't trust him no more.
And I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him
for
a drop pass, but I blame him for not throwing it when the guy's open.
I mean,
and also not understanding when a guy is open. Like, yes, it might look like there's a guy there, but you can. Like, I just watched the other night with Dak Prescott. Like, he's throwing the dude where the quarterback.
Grant
Yeah.
Funny he said,
Yeah,
"Oh, Vicini is insane."
Yeah, when Dak was throwing,
I'm sorry, that was
Dak
funny.
had nobody except one of the 3 best receivers in the
Yeah,
world. Yeah,
exactly.
great job.
But anyway,
I mean,
like, you go and watch them. Like, they're throwing to receivers when a DB is right there to hit him. Right, like barely missing the football. Like, you got it. This is the NFL. There's gonna be tight windows.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that.
You,
I do
you
agree
have
with you
to
on
throw
that.
it.
Well,
Okay?
that was the concern.
I agree with that.
What was difficult with the evaluation for a lot of people at LSU is because he had neighbors in BTJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say like I think he's regressed, but I don't think he's been figured out. I think there's some cap to that. But I do think there's weaknesses that have been exposed in his game too. So I think it's a little bit of both. Like, there's been weaknesses that's been exposed in his game, but I don't think he's fully.
Like, do you think that figured out means that he is figured out and has no shot to continue to grow? Like,
I think that's what he said in the comment.
Well, I mean, if he's saying that, obviously he's a Cowboy hater. Like, we don't need to respond to that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, figured out.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So we all
Yeah.
love Jaden. Jaden's gonna be
Figure out these nuts, man.
foreseeable future.
Figure out these nuts, man. Got it.
Whether he's figured out or
Got
not,
it.
we all believe that he can continue to grow. But the Joe Witt,
Oh,
I don't know if that's
now
continued.
Joe Witt time.
Yeah,
Joe Witt
I
time.
don't know if it's still the case, but I remember like one of the press conferences he talked about it. We had one of the highest blitz rates in the NFL.
Yep.
Yes, we
Why?
did.
Because we can't rush 4.
Yep.
If we rush 4, we get 0 pressure.
Yep.
And what happens when you rush 4 and you get 0 pressure is that the quarterback's comfortable and you get picked apart.
Darnold had a career low pressure rate on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, and he's just slicing and
12.5%.
Because
12.5%.
every single defense that you run has a play that beats it. Right? So if they call the right play at the right time against your defense, you're going to get cooked.
Yep.
Because if you cover, there's cover 2 beaters, cover 3 beaters, cover 6, cover 4. There's beaters and all, man beaters. All of these things can be beat. And how you force problems is a pressure, is a rush. Right? Like, one of the reasons that Cleveland's so good is because Myles Garrett is unblockable. Right? It's ridiculous. You have to put 3 guys on him to potentially slow him down. Right? So when you have no pass rush, you have to then be creative. He's throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this defense. He is calling everything. And we've seen a lot of them hit. How many times has Bobby Wagner been free to the quarterback? Like, he is dialing it up, faking a blitz to one side, bringing it to the other side, having the offensive line sliding the wrong direction. Like, he is scheming this thing up so many ways. But that's what he has to do to have any sort of competent play. But if you do that the entire game, there's also ways to beat that. Right? Like, you have to switch it up. So it's like, people are like, oh, well, you can't call. Why are you calling man-to-man with Bobby Wagner? Eventually, you have to call man-to-man. Eventually.
And they're going to expose it because they know he can't cover.
Eventually, right? So what you are trying to do is
it's easy to do.
Whatever you can do, right? And offenses are paid to figure it out too. Like, when you put it into motion, when you put a guy in motion, it tells you a lot, right? And so now it's like, crap, I called a man-to-man and they put it in motion. Now they know it. Now I'm in trouble. Like, I hope my blitz gets there quickly, or I hope a guy gets a hand on the football when it's a quick slant or whatever. Like, so there's, and Grant talked about it, with the lack of pass rush we had, there's not much Joe Witt can do. And yet we still have seen games where he's figured things out. The Chargers are a really good football team. They scored 10 against us.
The first half of the Chiefs game was amazing.
That was my point. That was my point.
Like, he has moments that you can see that if he had talent, like, I think if you just had the entire defense and you just plopped Myles Garrett, this defense looks leagues better.
Yeah.
Just one player. Like a TJ Watt, this defense could look leagues better. And it still wouldn't be great. We have a lot more holes than just one edge rusher. But this is what I was talking about earlier. It's such a huge gaping hole on this team that it makes it just impossible to call a consistent week in and week out defense that can shut a team out like the Browns do consistently.
Yeah.
Even with no offense, they still find a way to like beat the Packers 13-10 or something.
Yeah.
That's why whenever I say my appreciation to Joe Witter, what's happening on the practice field, specifically the communication, because that is coaches are teachers, and let's just forget the defensive line exists. For every single week, Joe Witt to go to the podium and say communication on the back end. He had to come out and say, "Hey, we're dumbing down the playbook." That should be so insulting to a professional athlete that it's too complex for you. That's what your coach. Now that also speaks to what he's working with, right? But it's still his job. He can't control what they actually do on the play, but he can control, or he should be able to, if they know what to do. So that's where I would get frustrated with him, because the coverage breakdowns were happening multiple times per drive every single game.
Oh yeah. And it's getting worse.
And Grant, to your point, you brought up the Casey game. That is the big, to me, like whole season long, this zone coverage, Tone and Juan could get open in the middle of the field and get 15 yards to get past Bobby Wagner. It's not hard to do. Bobby, you're gonna be in a gold jacket in 2 years. You're a Harvard grad. No one's taking that away from you. But you can't cover the middle of the field. That's also the reason why he drafted Cam Madrano, is because he was a converted wide receiver / linebacker, and a safety's body's got the speed. But when you hold the Chiefs to 4 points, you have 2 interceptions, one by Mikey, one by Latimer, because Latimer finally did a job correctly. And in the second half, when the world needed you most, just like the Avatar, you disappeared. When the gods said, "Let there be light," you hid under the desk. When your mom said it was time for dinner, you were snacking in your bedroom.
Dude, this is the dynasty of our time.
Yeah, I think it's more of Mahomes arriving than Joe Witt leaving.
We were playing really good man coverage up until the second half, and then we decided to go back to a lot of our zone bull, which is where a lot of our problems kept getting exposed.
Gets destroyed too. Your boy Troy Horton.
Don't get me started on that. Yeah, no play is good.
Yeah,
but I will take garbage that's been sitting out at home versus garbage sitting out at the dump. It's still garbage. You can just tolerate it a little bit more, and that's our man coverage. I can cover it a little bit more than our zone.
You got to run zone eventually. I mean, if you just run man all day,
it's true. No, so I was looking at some chart. I think it was EPA and then frequency. Quarterbacks face zone coverage, and Mahomes is number 1 in the NFL in EPA against zone, and he gets zone basically at the highest rate. Everybody knows Mahomes is going to dissect zone, but are you actually going to run man on him? Especially going into that game, he was like 10 yards off of being the Chiefs' leading rusher. So you're going to leave Luvu spying him, with Luvu messed that up several times in the game. You'll leave Wagner spying him. Wagner's, unless Mahomes is going straight through the A-gaps, Wagner doesn't even have speed to chase down Mahomes right now. So they had to go zone in that game. And
the problem is,
and even to their credit, I would say Mahomes, a lot of the Chiefs' plays, the Chiefs' first plays, still even in the second half weren't working. Mahomes was just staying alive for so long. That's where they got.
But like the thing is, though, if you take Bobby off the field, it gets so much worse. He's the quarterback of our defense. Yeah. You think there was communication errors?
Yeah.
Take Bobby Wagner off the field.
Yeah.
Go put Kane Madrano in at middle linebacker in the middle of this defense and see. I don't think we stop. I think that every single team would score a touchdown.
Well, I liked the McGee-Wagner pairing. I like how it's looking. It's of course it's only possible now because they have made Luvu the edge rusher.
Yeah.
So yeah,
by default now.
Take Bobby Wagner off the field and like now you're really in trouble.
McGee is the green dot when Wagner's not on the field.
Yes.
So yeah,
they've made that clear.
Yeah.
Good. And I hope Jordan McGee becomes our Fred Warner. Like that'd be phenomenal. But and he could be. He's huge. He's got good speed. Like who knows? He could be an absolute monster.
Yeah.
And I'm in. And he's definitely our future because I do agree that Bobby Wagner. I mean, he's got to retire soon. I mean, how old is he now? 35.
My man's 100 years old. He need to go hang it up.
It was fun, and
you're 100 years old, bro.
I appreciate him, and I hope that Jordan McGee soaked up as much knowledge as he possibly can because that dude is an absolute beast. In every sense of the word, and I love Bobby Wagner, respect the crap out of him. And yes, so I don't think there's many linebackers that are covering Bijan out of the backfield or Jameer Gibbs that we're about to face, or there's not many linebackers that are doing that anyway. So I do not want to see the field. I'm fine with taking him off the field in the sense that we want to see younger guys play, but don't expect better results. Like the results will not go up.
Oh hell no!
Bobby Wagner off the field.
At
least not this year.
I think the problem, I don't even want to call it a problem really. The trade-off is with these young guys, as soon as Jordan McGee got on the field, even before he became a starter, like I remember a goal line play against the Chargers where he rifled through the gap and dragged, I think it was Hampton, might have been Vidal, down for a 3-yard loss. And then in that same game, Joe Witt schemed up a pressure and he was at the quarterback in an instant and ruined the play. So the trade-off is McGee's going to give you those pop plays. Wagner is not giving any pop right now. Is he preventing the team from collapsing in certain moments? Yes, but the team's also collapsing even with him there. So maybe it's different if we are, however many games we've played. If we're 7-3, 8-2, maybe we're looking at this differently. But especially considering we are looking to the future right now, it's almost like how I look at rookie quarterbacks. I don't care if rookie quarterbacks screw up. I care if they make big plays. They show me they have it. And it's like, okay, we have something to work with here.
He's obviously watching it way late, so he's going to see this. Like he's rewatching from the beginning. But it's like it's I'm actually directly not comparing Breeze and Stafford. My point is that he is 24 years old and needs to play more. Those are elite quarterbacks, Hall of Fame quarterbacks at this time, and they're still in the fourth quarter. So, Kev, when you get to this point, okay, realize how stupid your comment was. Thank you very much, Kev.
He's got about 45 minutes left before he gets here. So.
Probably an hour and a half. But
yeah, more like an hour and a half. All right, let me get this Joe Witt thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with all you guys said about the Joe Witt situation.
Shout out, Kev. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Kev. But yeah, after the whole Joe Witt thing, I do agree with all you guys have said about Joe Witt. Like Tim, like your point, he's doing everything he can. He's dialing up. He's switching blitzes and casino blitzes, cover 0, cover 3, just man to man, engage 8 like on Madden. He's done everything he can. Mm-hmm. It's just not working. It's just not working. And I commend him for trying to do everything possible. Right? I'm not saying that, but also get Grant's point. Hey, maybe the practices are not as intense as they need to be for them to be locked in on Sunday and ready to make plays. And I get what John was saying too. But I will say that if Grant was saying if what Grant is saying is fact, he can't be my defensive coordinator. I have to find somebody else. Because if you can't practice it right, you can't execute in games. It must be practiced correctly so you can execute in games. If you can't practice it correctly, what are we talking about?
Do y'all remember
if true, then he should not be coached, but I do not believe that's true whatsoever. I DQ and Joe Witt and Cliff are working as hard as any coach could possibly work. And I love this coaching staff. I'm all in on this coaching staff.
I'm not saying
big time.
Or maybe Tim, I could bring this up too. Maybe the players aren't getting it. That's why he had to simplify. They just don't get it. That's the problem. Go get some new damn football players. If they don't get it, they're the problem. I think a little bit of everything.
You think elite shutdown Sauce Gardner corners just grow on the street?
No. Tim. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying elite players. I'm talking players that understand the scheme and they can execute it. They're coachable. Amen. Thank you. Amen.
It's just so simple.
It's totally
coachable
just
football
looking.
players who want to absorb the knowledge and actually want to go play some freaking football because these dudes don't want to play football sometimes.
I have a safety that is just going to play at a not an elite, at a very good level off free agency. It's just snap my fingers and I get one that's better than Quan Martin. Or
Justin Simmons is still out there.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The way Quan been
is
playing,
he even a free safety?
a lot of other guys better than Quan right now.
Isn't he a box safety? Am I crazy about that?
I think Quan is a box safety. Oh
No, I'm talking about Simmons.
No.
Simmons is
Because
free.
Is he free? I could be wrong.
He's
I
free.
don't remember.
He's free.
'Cause he was
I
the
mean,
one
he's
that was
free
on-
right now.
That's why he ain't fit. That's why he ain't fit in Atlanta
right?
with Bates because both of them were playing the same position for him.
Well, does Simmons want to come here?
I mean, do we feel confident that our starting safeties
no.
are?
Also, like Justin Simmons is 31 years old. He's not going to be.
He's perfect then.
I want YNs. I don't want no old
32.
fools.
He's going to be 32 in 2 weeks.
Still
it's not
perfect.
you're
Bro,
bringing in
I want no old farts on this team.
So
The oldest players on this
guy that
team
you're
on this
bringing in
team is
developing.
Terry McLaurin and Larry Tunsil. If it's not them two, I want a complete YN movement. Give me all the YNs who listen to NBA Youngboy who crash out every month.
You want a bunch of Florida boys on this team. You don't want that.
I want a bunch of George Pickens acting like put ski mask on Sunday and ready to just destroy people. I want disrespectful people. I'm tired of this little goody two shoe. He's such a good guy. Man, screw that. Go hit this dude and knock his head off. How about that? How about that? How about you go make a football play? Go do that. Oh, he's such a nice guy. Man, screw that. He play ball.
Tone is so emotional. His microphone stopped working for like a third of that sentence.
Yeah.
Man, this one retarded. But
Exactly.
hey, you can't play football? Come on.
difference between
You gotta hit people?
Stafford and JD.
You put Shiesty on Sundays? Come on.
What does it matter if you put someone in harm's way in 38-7 or if you put him in harm's way next week 0-0? The point is, if he's made of glass, then he's made of glass. Like there's no you can't protect him from injury. Like he's going to get hurt if that's your argument. There's nothing to do.
He's made of glass. He's made of glass.
Like good night. Oh,
Hey, bro. He's made of glass.
Don't ever play Jaden Daniels until we're in the Super Bowl. Just don't do it. Just
don't do it. It's crazy.
Like good. Don't let him practice. God forbid getting hurt in practice. Golly. Like, jeez Louise.
To comment on the players being coachable, that is a part of it as well. Coaches also have to be coachable in the sense that it's great. Joe, I always say this: even if your coordinator looks like an idiot, they're a football genius. They're just more geniuses they're competing against.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Wood Jr. is a football genius, no doubt in my mind. He's had a sparkling career as a position coach. Mm-hmm. We should not doubt his ability to know football, to call the right plays. If he can't teach the players, if he can't communicate it to him, that means nothing. And again, we're not in the meeting rooms, we're not at the field, right? So we don't know. Yeah. But in us being content creators and trying to figure out what's going wrong, yes, we can talk about the schematics, but if we do that, we realize, oh, it's really not as bad as it looks on the field when you watch it. So if we are trying to find an issue, that's where I think it comes up. Either the players aren't coachable or the coaches aren't coachable.
Or it's a blend of both.
Or both. They're just not speaking the same language.
I mean, if that's the case, this traces back.
Third thing, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's that the quarterbacks have no fear of a rush and now sit there easy and you get picked apart.
It's also true.
This is more so me going back to the communication breakdowns on every single play.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with a pass rush.
That's fine, and that's what he's talked about. So that's a fair point. Like, I mean, what is he gonna? What I guess the other option is that he just says the edge sucks, and we get no pressure. I don't know. Like it's
no. I'm saying
it sucks to get no pressure.
I'm saying it's worrying when receivers are running uncovered every week, and
yes,
it's a recurring issue.
It is bad.
Y'all remember?
The edge is not an excuse for a wide open receiver. I will give you that.
Yeah,
that's
right. That's what I'm not talking
about. Wide open receiver.
I'm not talking about the outcome of the play. I'm only talking about why are there these clear mistakes that happen every week.
JSN wide open, 10 yards of separation.
This is my recurring joke. It is an issue when their third string wide receiver has a social distancing square from the safety, the corner, the linebacker, and the defensive end.
Yeah, and another point though is that like I bet you could probably go through and watch all the teams, and there's a lot of mistakes made.
Yeah,
but when you have a pressure, it gets missed a lot.
That's fair.
That's true.
In order for Sam Darnold,
that happens a lot. That happens a lot. That's true.
You have no dropped passes. You have no errant throw. You have just
no bad routes.
No, nothing. You have nothing. 16 for 16, and that just goes to me as screams comfortable. Yeah. You have no worry in the world. You're out there you're playing 7-on-7 and throwing the football.
Yeah. Did you guys see the? I think it was the second touchdown, the one where Horton burned Sainristil. Have you actually gone back and watched that play?
No, I usually watch film on Tuesday, but I'm here,
dude. It's the way it plays out. It's a cover. It's a 3-man rush cover 0. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's Wagner and Luvu double tying. Reeves is facing our end zone when the ball is snapped because he's asking someone what is happening on this play. He looks around and then just decides to jog on like a contained blitz. You've got
the Tyreek Stevens at play
on this side, and then Sainristil gets beat so bad. It looks like
oh my gosh, that release was disgusting.
It looks like he's trailing Horton and funneling him to Quan, but that's not the play because Quan's in a bracket on JSN. But it's a 3-man rush cover 0. It's hilarious.
Yeah. 3-man rush cover 0.
I never heard that a day in my life. A 3-man rush cover 0. All right, we're at the end of the stream right here. That's insane. What?
No, and on this, who got cooked
what,
worse?
Bro?
Sainristil on that, or Deron Bland last night getting crossed over by Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Oh my Lord Jesus Christ!
Because that was
my man Bland's ankles are in the deepest, darkest parts of the shadow realm. The ankles are not coming back, bro. Those are done. So that's bad, bro. Sam still got cooked, but that was bad. His ankles are cooked.
Is that the plan here? We're doing closings.
I gotta get up in like 5 hours to go to work. So,
yeah. The last thing I'll say, the takeaway for me is that I think we're heading in a good direction. I think we have the last 2 drafts I think have potential to build off of. I love our quarterback. I love our coaching staff. I love our GM. And I think we're moving in the right direction. And you guys can pick them apart if you want, but that's where I'm sitting. Is I'm happy with where we
are.
John?
I think in the overall direction, I'm happy. I think we got killed with the injury bug. I think a lot of these reactions are spur of the moment. I think as an overall team, we're heading in the right direction. We're missing something. I don't know if it's Jaden. Something feels incomplete, and it's not just because we're prone with injuries. I don't get the same feeling as we were rebuilding last season as we are this season. I don't know why. Something's missing internally from this team. I can't pinpoint it.
I know the vibes are off too. I agree with that.
He ruined everything.
Oh my gosh!
Jaden's elbow happened because Terry McLaurin.
Everything happened.
Yeah, the freaking contract.
The 4-game losing streak is because of Terry McLaurin.
Ever hold out? I don't know if you heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, he just held in and asked for a trade out of nowhere, you know.
So Chris Jones held out until after week 1, and then the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
You know?
Did you know that? I guess he's playing the holdout.
It's the Super Bowl. Side of the football. It doesn't count.
No, I think the holdout won the Super Bowl.
He was holding on to the Super Bowl trophy ahead of time.
Yeah. My closing.
Hold out.
I love our GM. Think we are going in a good direction. Do not love the coaches. However, I think the criticisms of them. Obviously, Tim and I disagree on if DQ wears responsibility for Jane getting injured. That's okay. But I think the criticisms of Joe Witt, Cliff, I think they're misplaced. I think there are some warning signs. Maybe doesn't mean they should be fired right now. Frustrating that Coleman hasn't worked, frustrating that Sinnott hasn't shown up yet. Doesn't mean I'm judging them. Doesn't mean I'm out. Doesn't mean Peters has failed. Doesn't mean Peters has made bad draft picks. I think kind of to speak on why this year feels different than last year. Last year was a total free hit to a certain extent. And now we're kind of caught in the mind of, okay, are we contending? Because we were in the NFC Championship game. But realistically, we all know we should be rebuilding. So that's why it's frustrating when you see 35-year-old, 36-year-old players everywhere. So I think there will be a lot more clarity with this team at the end of the season. For some people, that might mean if the coaches are fired, they'll feel better about the direction. If the coaches are back, at least there's going to be a purge of certain players. And I think we'll have more of an identity regardless of really who the chess pieces are.
Touche.
I don't like your.
I completely agree with all you three. I think we are heading in the right direction. I think this team is heading in a positive direction, not a negative one. I know everybody's screaming 3-6, season's over. When? Why us? This is the conference championship game. I hate it here. Like
Tone, I feel
it's
attacked
okay.
by you. I'm kidding.
It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro.
It's all right.
It's okay, bro. It's going okay. Year 3 will be a lot more beautiful than year 2 of this regime. I'm not fully out on Joe Witt Jr., but I do think if what Grant was saying is 100% true, then I am out. But I do think there's a little bit of truth to what Tim is saying, what everybody was saying about Joe Witt. I do think we're going to replace our offensive coordinator, though. Not because he sucks. I think he's going to go somewhere. But we'll talk about that another day. And I still love DQ. I think everyone has culpability with the whole Jaden Daniels thing, including Jaden himself. But also, I do think that you do need to take care of your players. I do agree with Grant. Also, do agree with Tim that you need to play because you need the reps and you need to learn. I think JD has a lot to learn, especially with zone coverages and knowing where to pull the trigger and just knowing what NFL separation really is. Because he was so used to wide open receivers in LSU with goddamn Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors cooking people with 25-yard separation and to send everybody's ankles to hell somewhere. So, yeah. But yeah. Nonetheless, I think this team's in a great direction. We got a franchise quarterback, $100 million in cap space with draft picks. Then you get some more draft picks this offseason by moving some players that aren't part of your future. And prayerfully, next season, we'll not have the injury bug. We won't have Dorrance Armstrong hurt and everybody in mother hurt. Jaden Daniels hurt 3 times and everybody in mother just Terry McLaurin missing 8 games and all sorts of nonsense. And we will be fine. The Commanders will be back like Cook crack in the 80s next year, and I ain't tripping about it. Subscribe to all 3 of these guys. Grant, up and coming content creator, going crazy on this channel.
Hey.
Consistent guy in our community, and John, my sponsee, my guy, my dog.
My guy.
Please subscribe to Burry and Balling because he's balling. And then the best play-by-play guy I've ever met in my life. He is our Commander's Mike Tirico. I said it. I don't care. I'll argue with your mama. Timmy! The 10-4 Talk. Please go subscribe to his channel as well. I'll put all their links down in the description after this has been published on YouTube. Love you all, you guys. Have a great one. Y'all be easy, be safe, stay healthy, and get some rest.
And screw Grant for
sleep.
disagreeing with me.
And whatever Tim freaking said.
You heard what he said.
We don't care next.
No,
I will have a part 2. I will have a part 2.
And I appreciate that. The 2 down
yeah,
there.
for sure.
Thanks, Tone, for having us on too.
Yeah,
it was
for
a
sure,
lot of fun. It was good conversations, and my therapy session, it felt good.
Yeah,
that was a blast.
Nah, facts. This is a blast. This got a lot of emotion on people's chests.
It's free therapy.
I will have a part 2 to this week with more content creators. I will have a part 2 to this. Maybe one of these free guys on part 2 as well. But I think this needs
I'll yell at more people.
Yeah, we can yell at more people again if we like. But there'll be more content creators on this week. Either Thursday or tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I will give you guys some more updates about that later on tomorrow. And y'all have a good one. Y'all be easy, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.